Cow Stadium, Tiffin, Ohio, the backdrop for this Division III Region 10 regional quarterfinal matchup where the 10-1 Warriors travel to take on the 10-1 Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes. It's coming to you live and free on your tablet, smartphone, PC, anything you got internet access to, you can watch it, and it's coming at you next.
Can you turn me?
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Times are changing, but at Spitzer Kia Mansfield, our focus has always been on treating our customers like family. For over 100 years, that's always been true. Experience our enduring tradition this holiday season in a new Kia Forte. Enjoy Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Experience all the benefits of shopping with Spitzer, an enduring tradition for a reason. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Welcome back inside Frost Cow Stadium in Tiffin, Ohio for the Mechanics Baked pregame show. I am Josh Banks alongside the coach in what should be a phenomenal offensive battle tonight between the Ontario Warriors and the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes.
Josh, this is Coach Weirich. He just called me the coach, and I love football, especially in the playoff atmosphere. Tonight we're looking at Tiffin, who is just an outstanding football team anywhere you look at them, and Ontario. And the only factor we have going for us tonight is the wind's blowing a little bit hard, but Josh, I'm looking for a great game tonight.
Yeah, Coach Weirich, it's going to be a great game. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the visiting team on tonight's scoreboard, which is the Ontario Warriors. Coming in, they're averaging 38 points a game, and defensively, they're only giving up 14, 10-1 or 9-1 in the regular season. Beat Lutheran West last week in the playoffs. Their only loss this year is to 8-2 Shelby, who is playing Van Wert tonight in the second round of the playoffs.
When you take a look at that loss they had to Shelby, plays, reverse passes, and every once in a while you'll see it work. That's one of the few times I saw a trick play, a hook and ladder, work against Ontario.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game, and our spotlight for tonight for these Warriors is junior quarterback Bogdan Miller. Phenomenal season for the young man so far. Over 1,200 yards in the air, 19 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, multiple rushing yards and touchdowns as well. He's just an all-around athlete on the offensive side of the ball, Coach.
Back in my day, we had defensive coordinators, and our quarterbacks used to take the snap from the center, hand it to a fullback or tailback. But this young man here, he breaks all the molds. The young man can throw the ball, but more importantly, he can run the ball. And as a defensive coordinator, how do you stop Bogdan Miller?
And that's going to be the key tonight for the Tornadoes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Tornadoes and see they come in 9-1 in the regular season, a win last week in their first round of the playoffs. They're averaging 41 points a game. They're giving up 21 points a game.
Yeah, you can't really take that into consideration because a lot of times when you're ahead in a ball game and late in the game, you're going to put your second team kids in, your third team, and have they given up a lot of points in the fourth quarter? That's my point right there.
Yeah.
Or, they could have shutouts, 1, 2, 3, they're up 40-0. You clear the bench, you play everybody, somebody scores a few points. So what it comes down to, Josh, is this. We're going to see a heck of a football game tonight.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and take a look at our player spotlight for the Tornadoes. It's going to be senior running back Damien Brockington. This young man is a monster of a load in the backfield. Over 200 carries, 8.5 yards a carry, 1,882 yards on the ground. The most impressive stat, though, 30 touchdowns to 1 fumble.
He reminds me of an athlete that a former college coach would go after, Woody Hayes. Woody Hayes believed in 3 yards and a cloud of dust. Well, this young man's not going to give you 3 yards. Every time he touches the ball, he's getting 8 yards. So when you think 10 yards is a first down, this is a one-man workhorse.
Well, and I tell you what, it was a hard time tonight picking out a player to spotlight for Tiffin Columbian. We talk about Ontario with Bogdan Miller. He's really their go-to guy. You look at this Tornadoes team, they've got Brockington, but they got Rogau at quarterback that's thrown for almost 3,000 yards on the season. So they really are a complete offense.
And, they balance themselves. They are so well balanced. You can't key on anything. So defensively, what do you stop? Do you stop the pass? Do you stop the run? Do you put 8 men in the box and then they're going to throw the ball over top of you? Do you defend the field and then Brockington's going to run wild? It's a defensive nightmare for the defensive coordinator at Ontario.
Yeah, and what's funny is, last week I went to Hillsdale and covered Lucas Hillsdale. The Lucas Cubs are one of those teams where you can put 11 guys in the box, stop power, stop sweep, and you can stop the Lucas Cubs. This Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes team, you put 9 guys in the box, and they're going to beat you deep downfield. You put 5 guys in the box to stop the pass, and Brockington's going to run for 300 yards on you that night. There's no way to stop them.
There isn't. And when you put 41 points up, hey, it tells you right there, they're going to score points tonight. And as a defensive coordinator, what do you shut down? When you have a quarterback who can throw the ball, and he's got a twin brother out there, you don't think those two guys are connected mentally somehow? They don't even have to think about who you throw to, and they know what they're doing.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the keys to victory for the Ontario Warriors tonight. I would have to say Chase Studer is a very talented running back. Use him to set up Bogdan Miller's rollouts, his scrambles, the deep ball downfield to Quentin Frankhouse. Use Studer to set up your offense.
Yeah, that's a good point because you want to keep those linebackers up. And if you can run the football, your linebackers are going to start thinking run. And there's a space behind the linebackers and the safeties. That's going to be the zone that we got to hit.
The other key for them tonight, 3rd down stops. Get this Tornadoes offense off the field as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the longer they have the football, they wear you down. They grind you down, and by the 3rd and 4th quarter, your kids are tired. And this offense is one of those that can run 20-play drives on you. And Ontario, every time it's 3rd down, they've got to make the stop, force them to punt, and get them off the field.
And let's talk about this last one we have for the Warriors before we jump to Columbian. Go deep. Let Bogdan show off the arm ability, the arm talent that we all know he has, and hit some of those athletes on the outside for some 20, 30, 40-yard passes downfield to break this game open.
Every game that I've seen Ontario play, somewhere in the game, they go deep. They either run the streak up the sideline or they run that post route, and they're going to throw it deep. And as soon as they throw the ball deep the first time, what's that do? Well, now the secondary is going to open up. They got to stay back. They got to drop their linebackers, and now the run game opens.
Now let's go ahead and talk about those home team Tornadoes and their keys to victory. Keep it under. Keep the ball away from your safeties. Keep everything underneath. Don't let them beat you deep. Make them throw a drag or a quick slant instead of that deep post or that go route they like to throw.
You want to keep it underneath that. There's nothing more that builds more enthusiasm for a football team than completing a long pass. You can complete a long pass and not score a touchdown, but your team gets jacked up, and that's what you need to do. You got to keep the enthusiasm, and don't be afraid to throw the ball deep. You know, even if they do show you 3 deep, I think Ontario still got to air it out. They got to give it a shot.
The last two tonight for Tiffin Columbian. Pressure Miller and mix up your offense. Run, pass, do it all.
You got to take Miller off this sweet zone and just move him all over the place. I'm looking for a great game, Josh.
Absolutely. We're going to take another quick break before we come back for opening kickoff here live and free on the OH Report.
Times are changing, but at Spitzer Kia Mansfield, our focus has always been on treating our customers like family. For over 100 years, that's always been true. Experience our enduring tradition this holiday season in a new Kia Forte. Enjoy Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Experience all the benefits of shopping with Spitzer, an enduring tradition for a reason. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
We're about 30 seconds in from opening kickoff, Coach, where the Tornadoes won the toss and elected to receive. They want to get that offense on the field, and they want to get it on the field now.
Yeah, the nice thing we have going for us is Ontario is going to kick with the wind. I expect this ball to go in the end zone, and we're going to start the game at like the 25-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Buckle your seatbelt, folks. We're in for a battle tonight between the 10-1 Warriors and the 10-1 Tornadoes. We're 2 seconds from kickoff. I'm excited. Are you excited, Coach?
Oh, you got to love this. You know, this is the second season for these teams, and it's roll time. It's time to – you hold nothing back, because if you lose, you go home and you put the equipment in the box.
Yeah, win or go home. That's where we're at in high school football. 12 minutes is officially up on the clock. The Warriors have teed it up.
And it's a beautiful facility here. The turf looks beautiful. The lighting is great. The fans are ready to go. The bands are jacked up. We're ready to play some football tonight, Josh.
Well, and I tell you what, I was just talking about how it didn't look like Ontario had traveled too well about 5 minutes ago, and you look up now, that Ontario sideline is full. That's Brockington with the ball out of the end zone.
Nice defense by the Ontario Warriors.
Great coverage.
Yep.
Here comes Rogau and Brockington on offense, though. Let's see what this Warriors defense comes out in front-wise. What are they going to play to stop tonight?
Yeah, you're going to play an 8-man front, try and stop the run. You're going to play man-to-man behind, trying to, do you have better athletes? This first series is going to say a lot about the defense and the offense.
Looks like they're going to come out and gun Rogau and Brockington on his right hip. 2 wide receivers over here near side by us. 1 receiver on the far side. Ontario's in a 4-3. They're going to hand it off to Brockington right away. Looks like he's going to get 2, maybe 3 on the carry.
And that's
Great
their game
job.
plan. They're going to come out and test you, see what you can do. Ontario's got a 7-man front. They're going man-to-man on the outside receivers. Couple free safeties back there. So they're just Ontario's just going to play base. They're going to see what you can beat us with.
And this Columbian team's going to go quick, no huddle here. Rogau with Brockington on his left. He's got trips far side. He's going to let one loose. What a ball and catch.
Nice pass. Nice pass.
Nice pass and catch. That's his twin brother Bryce that he completes that ball to, and that was a perfectly timed throw on that curl route.
Back shoulder. When you have a twin brother that's your receiver, there's got to be something going on besides just looking at the football, and they connected on that one.
And they're going to come out trips again on the far side. Brockington's going to motion to empty backfield. He's going to keep it. Rogau's going to keep it. He's got some yards driving forward. He's going to get 7, maybe 8 yards on that carry.
And what they're doing, Tiffin comes up, they empty the backfield. As soon as they empty the backfield, Ontario goes with him. You're a man short in the box, and the quarterback's a good enough runner. He's going to pick up yards on you.
Yeah, he's a good enough athlete that he will make you pay for that mistake. Now they're going to come back, twins on the near side, 1 on the far side. Brockington on Rogau's right hip from the gun. Bryce again on the reception. He's going to have another first down. That's the second of the drive already for Tiffin Columbian.
And right now, Ontario seems a little shocked. They don't know exactly what's going on, what to cover. Defensively, you got to calm down a little bit, play your base defense. I love the defensive front of Ontario. They've done a great job all year. 1st and 10.
Looking to throw again. Steps in the pocket. He's going to take a shot deep. He's got his brother wide open in the end zone. Bryce Rogau from 36 yards.
What a pass. Again, 3 completions, all to your brother. Touchdown it goes. And 10-19 in the first quarter. Tiffin's up 6-0.
He beat his man off the ball. And that corner for Ontario had no shot at keeping up with Bryce Rogau. And his brother threw a perfect ball to connect.
Right on the money. And I don't think that's the last time we've seen that pass route.
I don't think that's the last time we see them two connect tonight.
And we talked about this being a high-scoring game, and it just may turn into a shootout.
Misses the extra point. That could come back to hurt him in the end, Coach.
I wonder if the wind has any factor in that. The wind's blowing really tough down there on the field. And, these kickers sometimes are a little – they get it in their head. That's a problem. And hard to tell if it was tipped, but the ball did not go through the uprights tonight.
Looks like he pushed it left.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, man, I'm telling you, we talked about it pregame and we talked about before we even came on the air. This Tiffin Columbian offense is the real deal.
Yeah.
And they just went 73 yards in a minute 40.
Yeah, they can move the football. And Ontario's going to have to figure something out and combat that. You got to play deep, and then they're going to run Brockington or the quarterback.
Columbian now to kick off to the Warriors for their first offensive possession of the evening.
And, when I was coaching, every once in a while you have a team break it open like that early in the game, but then your defense starts to settle down. I just hope Ontario settles down, figures out what's going on, and makes something happen.
Squibb, that's picked up. It's going to have great starting field position for the Warriors, as that was Braylon Wilson on the return.
Yeah, nice return. Ball's at the 40-yard line, and they got the wind to their back. I look for Bogdan to air it out a little bit. I mean, if you're going to throw it, you want to throw with the win, and now's the time to do it.
Well, and I tell you what, they're going to have to come out and answer. You do not want to come out, give up a touchdown a minute 40 into the game, and then not answer offensively and come out turnover or 3 and out off rip. Bogdan's going to come out in the gun. Studer on his left hip. Twins to the far side, one receiver near side. He's going to hand it off. That's Studer. Studer gets a nice little inside juke, and he's going to get 8 yards on the first carry.
Nice move. If Ontario can do that, that's going to open up that passing game for them.
Well, and that was one of our keys to the game for the Warriors. Establish the run, go play action, throw it deep to Frank House, throw it deep to some of these other athletes you have. As they're going to go fast as well, they're going to come out, same formation, only Studer on the right hip this time. Twins far side, one single receiver here, near side closest to us. Read option, Miller's going to keep it. He's going to get swallowed up.
Yeah,
it looks like he's going to have the first down.
He's getting the first down. Nice play. They're running the game right now. And if it works, you continue to do it.
Yeah,
there's an old saying that goes, when you throw the football, only one good thing happens. Everything
Completion.
else is bad.
Yeah.
Interceptions, fumbles, sacks, everything else is bad. So right now, Ontario's controlling the flow of the game. Their kids are building up a little bit of confidence now.
As Miller's going to come out, he's going to motion a receiver. They're going to have twins on both sides. Studer on the right hip. He's going to keep. He's going to roll out right. He's going to look downfield. He's got nobody open. He's going to take off. Ball's out. Are they going to call it a fumble, or are they going to call it an incomplete pass? They're going to say Ontario. Second down. Ontario recovered the fumble, but I'm pretty sure that the officials called that a fumble, Coach.
It looked like it was on the ground. All I know, it was rolling, and you never know. Being up here in the press box, you can't really see inside that sideline. But one of the keys we had to make, pressure the quarterback, and here they come.
Yeah, and that was actually the right call. Seeing it there on our replay, he didn't quite have that arm coming forward when the ball got knocked out.
Good call.
Now they're going to come out, a bunch formation. They're all going to motion far side. Studer on the right hip again. Reed Studer. Hands it to Studer. He gets around the edge. Great defensive play.
Great defense.
Number 2. Number 5, Jack Newlove on the tackle. An amazing open field tackle, Coach.
And I'll tell you, that's open field speed and tackling. You see how fast he closed on the ball? There were 3 blockers out in front. But the defensive man kept his, he kept pursuit on him, and he made the tackle. No gain.
If he doesn't make that tackle, Studer's still running. Now they're going to come out, trips to the near side, single to the far side. Studer on the left hip of Miller.
Third down, big play coming up, going for it. There's the middle. Oh!
He had him.
He had him
he
open.
He had 2 receivers. It gets knocked away by the Tornadoes. And, Coach, that's what we just talked about. They couldn't come out and answer. 4th and 10 now. You're going to have to punt the ball away and give it back to this very high-powered Tornadoes offense.
And, that's the old tip drill. All coaches practice that tip drill. The Ontario receiver couldn't bring it in, tipped it. I think Tiffin had a better shot at it than Ontario.
I'm pretty sure that a Tiffin player got the hands on it to start, and then an Ontario Warrior, and then another Tiffin player. Weaver with an amazing punt. It's going to get a rollout. And it's going to die. Oh, it rolls all the way into the end zone.
Almost had it inside the 5. Almost had it.
Tornadoes are going to take over from the 20, 25. This is
the drive.
This drive right here could make or break the last 3 quarters of this football game.
One of the keys of the game, Ontario has got to get Tiffin off the field. They got to force that offense to get off the field, stop them on 3rd down, force them to punt, or it's going to be a long evening.
This could potentially, like I said, this could make or break the game, Coach. They're going to come out. He's in the gun again. He's got a split back on the left, twins up top, one on the near. He's going to look to throw again. Man open. The defender falls. He's got the sideline. Gets all the way past midfield.
Right now, we seem to be outmanned. Ontario just seems to be a step behind these receivers. But more than that, that quarterback's putting the ball on the money, Josh.
He hasn't missed a throw yet.
He is,
and that was to Brady Gooding, wide receiver.
He is putting that ball right on the money.
Bring Gooding in motion. They're going to hand it off to Brockington. He's going to cut right. He's got a lane. 40, 20, 10. Touchdown, Damien Brockington.
How do you stop this offense? If you stop the run, we talked about it, they're going to throw the ball on you. That time, Brockington, once he got to the open field, nobody was going to catch him, Josh.
You'll see it on the replay. They had a chance to get him in the backfield. He found a seam, and once he got past that first level of defense, the second level was not going to stop him.
That was unbelievable run. Ontario has their hands full. In this next offensive series, they've got to move the ball.
This is a make or break offensive series for the Warriors, as that one is up and good this time. 13-0 Tornadoes. And, Coach, we're not even halfway through the first quarter yet.
I was going to say that, Josh. This is going to be a high-scoring game, and Ontario's got to find the secrets. They got to stop this team from scoring, or we might end up with a running clock.
I think the secret for the Warriors is going to be sustain one drive.
Yeah. They got to
get points on the board and sustain a drive.
Right now, you're down 13-0. The first two times Tiffin's got the ball, they have not made a mistake at all, Josh. I mean, they look like, a state champ running team. And Ontario's got to find something that they can build on. They got to get a couple first downs together.
Coach, not only have they not made a mistake, they haven't lost a yard. They haven't had a negative play yet. And their quarterback does not have an incompletion yet.
Can't get any better stats than that, Josh. Can't get any better than that.
You can't start a football game off better than that.
But Ontario's going to have to come up with some big plays, make some interceptions, recover a fumble.
Picked up. He's got room on the left side. He breaks a tackle. He's still going. Looks like that was Booker.
Good effort, good effort. The ball's going to be at about the 30-yard line. One thing about Ontario, they've got 21 seniors on this team. And Coach Ecker's done a nice job with them. They're not losers. I've seen them in games where they've been behind before, and they can pull it out. And, somebody on those seniors has got to take charge right now. And Bogdan's only a junior, so we'll see who the leader is here.
Yeah, somebody's got to step up. 21 seniors, but Bogdan's your guy.
Yeah.
He's got to step up offensively as they're going to come out in the gun again. He's going to have two wide receivers near side by us, a split back that he's going to motion over, Studer on his right hip. He's going to hand it off to Studer again. He's only going to get maybe 4.
Yeah, he got good yardage. You're within what you need to do.
4 yards a carry.
4 yards a carry.
That's a first down every drive. 3.5 is what you need. 3 is okay because you get yourself in kind of a fourth and manageable. They're actually going to give him 5 yards, it looks like.
And Ontario needs to establish a drive. They need to move the football, put together a few first downs. I think they're going to the run game right now. It's going to be third down, looks like, in about 4. 3rd and 4.
Vantlenberg gets the carry that time. And he's another one of those guys. He'll get some carries for these Warriors. He's a junior.
And when your offense is on the field like this, your defense is resting over there. They're taking a little break. The defensive coordinator talking to them, making subtle adjustments.
They're going to come out trips near side, one wide receiver far side. Vantlenberg still on the field on Bogdan Miller's right hip. We'll see what they do here. Do they take another shot? Miller's going to take the snap. He's going to look to throw. He's going to throw it right over the middle. Great catch.
First down.
First down. Peyton Dzugan makes the reception there.
Nice pass. Nice throw. This is what Ontario needs to do. They need to establish a drive. Just put together first downs. You don't need it all at once. Just move the ball. Get a little confidence.
These Warriors on their state championship run in baseball heard Peyton Dugan's name quite often this year.
That is
and
true.
Now he's making a big play on the football field for him. They're going to stay gun. Twins on the far side, one near side. Lined off H-back. Miller's going to keep it.
Gain of about 2 yards on that play. The one thing I always worry about, Josh, is when you have a star quarterback and you start to run him, boy, I always worry about somebody getting hurt.
One bad hit.
One bad hit, and what does that do to your offense? He's your leader right now, but Coach Eckert knows what he's doing. He's got these kids ready to go. He's got a drive sustained in right now. See if they can't keep the momentum going.
And here's what's going to be interesting, Coach. Every time they've lined up in trips like they're in right now, far side, Vantlenberg's going to shift out. Miller's going to try to make a play in the open field, and he is hit. That's number 15, Talib Aksawani.
And I'll
tell you what.
I'll tell you what they're doing. That's the second or third time that's happened. Wherever Bogdan Miller goes, number 15's following him.
They're spying him.
They're spying him. Wherever he goes, they put somebody on you, and you can't block that guy because he's 8 yards deep, and it's going to be a long night.
The last 2 plays have been made by that young man
Yep.
defensively. He met him there. He beat him to the edge on the last one. Now he's empty. 4 receivers on the far side. He's looking to get rid of it. He overthrows him, and it's almost intercepted again. And unfortunately, Coach, that's another 3 and out for these Warriors.
Yep.
And there's still 4.5 minutes left on this first quarter clock.
And they're not giving the Ontario defense much of a break on that sideline. And, you know, when you look down on that field, it looks like the Tiffin Columbian offense and defensive lines are bigger. Look at them. And that's a load. After a while, that extra weight that they're pushing on you, it's going to wear you down. So Ontario needs a good defensive stance here. Nice punt.
Beautiful punt. It's going to be caught, returned.
This is a problem.
He's got an edge. He's going to cut it back. He's good go. He's got one man to beat. He makes a move. He's going to return it all the way inside the 30. That's number 4. Jack Corper with a phenomenal return for the Tornadoes.
Boy, that puts yourself in a hole real quick. Ontario's defense needs a big play here because the last thing you want to do is go down 21 points to a team like Tiffin.
Well, and I think what's scary, if you think about it, Coach, is they've scored quick their first 2 times, and those were from 50 and 73 yards. Now you're giving the ball inside the 30. This is one-play territory for them.
This is where Brockington takes over the game. I think they just give him the ball, and he just rolls you over.
Well, and then potentially they get the ball back again before this quarter's over.
True.
Brockington on his right hip. He's going to shift a receiver in, more than likely a blocking back. It's going to be a counter play. Brockington tries to stay on his feet, but
Nice
he's
tackle.
tripped up. Number 24,
Studer.
that's Studer, making a tackle from his defensive end outside linebacker position.
And Studer's a two-way player. You know, when you start getting beat on, it wears your body down a little bit. And, you know, Tiffin Columbia, they're not small. Look at that offensive line right now. They are big.
2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Brockington on his right hip again. He's going to go play action. They're going to take another shot. He's got nobody open. He's going to look to scramble. He gets away. He's going to be sacked.
That's what Ontario needs. Nice defensive. There was nowhere to throw the ball. Secondary had everybody covered. Nice job by Ontario defense.
And that's their big play threat receiver, Trey Booker,
And
making the stop.
And, Josh, that's the first play of negative for Tiffin tonight.
That is the first negative play for Columbian. But that's smart by their quarterback.
Yeah, it was. He didn't throw it. He could have thrown it out, throw it out of bounds or run out of bounds, avoid getting hit. But, hey, they're a great football team.
Twins, 2 on both sides. Brockington deep in the backfield. They're going to bring a blitz. He's got plenty of time to throw. It's tipped and incomplete. What kind of kicker does Columbian have?
I'll
Is
tell you
this
what.
too long of a field goal?
I like what Ontario did. They rushed 7 guys. They went man-to-man across the back of the field. They put a lot of people. They did get a little bit of pressure on the quarterback that time.
Tell you what, though, the Columbian offensive line still did a great job of giving Rogow a great pocket, and Brockington just showed me he's a back that's going to get you a lot of yards, but he's going to protect his quarterback, too, because he stepped up and blocked a blitzing linebacker up the middle.
Ontario sold out, and they sent everybody they had.
Now they're going to go trips to the far side, 1 to the near side. Brockington on the left hip. 4th and 10 here. He's got a man wide open for a first down.
Ball's inside the 10-yard line. It looks like about the 9. It's going to be 1st and goal. Nice pass. Very nice pass.
17-yard gain. And that's to Croper. He just had the big punt return, and now he has a huge fourth down conversion.
He's
now.
passing. You're involving everybody with your offense. If this receiver's covered, they'll go to somebody else.
Look at him pressing down here on Bryce. They're going to hand it to Brock. No, he's going to keep it. He's going to flip it outside. What a play draw up there by Coach Lutz from Columbian.
Nice play fake. Everybody jumped on the Brockington. Takes it to the outside, throws it. Outstanding play.
And that's Caleb again. Made 2 big plays defensively. Now he makes a big play on offense. Now you're second and goal from the 1. This is Damien Brockington territory right here. And
anything inside the 8-yard line.
If he converts, it'd be his 32nd touchdown of the season.
There he goes.
And
Boom.
he's going to walk his way in. Touchdown, Tornadoes. And it's 19-0, and there's still 2 minutes left in the first quarter, Coach.
Yeah, Ontario's got to get their offense out there. They got to establish something. They just got to put together a few first downs, get a little confidence in themselves. I think they're being outmanned right now. Tiffin Columbian seems to be a little bit faster on the outside. But we'll see what happens.
The thing about it is, Coach, as they're going to attempt this extra point to make it 20-0, they don't have a weakness.
No, they're a total complete team right now.
As that's going to be up and right down the middle.
They've had 2 bad plays. They missed an extra point, and the quarterback lost 2 yards on that 1 rollout. Other than that, they are woo.
We got 2:17 remaining here in the first quarter, and your score is Tiffin Columbian 20, Ontario 0. And I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, Ontario's got 2 first downs here in the first quarter.
It's gonna be a tough recovery for Ontario right now. You dig yourself a hole, and the one thing about when you get behind, your game plan goes out the window. Now instead of staying with your game plan, something you practice all week, you try and score early and try and get some little respectability. Ontario's got their hands full.
They do, as they're looking now, what they need is a big kick return. They need a big play somewhere to boost this team. As it's going to be Studer that's going to get to the return. He had 2 guys come untouched, but he turns it up the left side. Studer makes a jump cut. He's going to bring it out just to the 31-yard line, as that's where the Warriors and Bogdan Miller are going to take over. We'll see if they can get anything going offensively, because they haven't shown us this Ontario football team that we've seen all year. We haven't got to see that yet tonight.
We haven't seen the passing game. Ontario has done tremendous throwing the football all season long. Bogdan's off his game a little bit. The ball is high or behind the receivers. Once he calms down, gets the jitters out, figures out what's happening out there, I just hope we have a little bit better offensive output here.
So they're going to go 1 receiver on each side, tight end, near side, H-back, near side. They're going to hand it off. That's Vantling again. He's going to get up the left side. He's got a little bit of an edge. He's going to cut back, and he's going to get about 7. What's interesting, Coach, is we called Chase Studer's name on defense, and we just called it on that kick return. But I don't believe I've seen him offensively in that last possession they had or to start this possession.
Yeah. I mean, you get worn out there. And, he needs a break every now and then. But, hey, this is playoff time. This is where you put your best on the field and you do the best you can.
As Vantlenberg's still in the backfield, he's going to be on Miller's left hip.
We're
2
looking
receivers on each side.
2nd down and 4. This is a very makeable first down for the Warriors.
He's going to take a shot, and it's high, Coach. That's what you said. His throws have been high so far this evening.
We've just talked about that, Josh, and he's not on his game right now. I don't know if it's the pressure from Tiffin. He seemed to be sitting fine in the pocket.
He's sitting fine in the pocket. They got pressure to him when he scrambled both times.
But the ball is riding high for him.
But that was his favorite target right there, Quinn Frankhouse, that he just missed that ball to.
Yeah. That would have been a first down for the Warriors.
It's a first down and a lot more, because all he has to do is beat the high safety, and he's still running. The scary part here is Miller's a junior. But Ontario's football team has not been at the state they're in right now since he took this team over, as they're going to look to throw again. He's going to have to look to scramble. He's going to loft it up. What a catch! Chase. No, that is number 11. That's tight end Dylan Floyd went straight up and down to get the first down for the Warriors.
Nice job by Bogdan Miller. He had people all over him. He drops back 7 yards. He dropped back 10 yards. He's still looking 15 yards. Then he throws it still a little bit high, but nice reception to keep the drive alive.
Floyd high-pointed that ball at the perfect time to come down with it, and that's a big first down for the Warriors as we're inside a minute.
Studer takes off. Good yardage.
Studer's going to get 9, 8. They're going to give him 8 on the carry. That's a big first down gain for these Warriors as they're trying to get things going, because Coach Eckert is not going to let these young men give up on this game, even though it's 20-0.
Yeah, he wants to establish something, build a little bit of momentum, get a little confidence in his team.
Studer's going to get it again. He's going to have a first down.
Another first down. Warriors are moving the football on the ground.
Well, and here's the thing. When they have ran the ball, when they've ran this inside zone that they've run the last 2 times with Studer, their offensive line have gotten a push.
They have. They really have. And sometimes when you have a defensive back spying your quarterback, that's going to take that player out of the hole.
As this ball is going to be snapped inside of 5 seconds in the quarter. He's going to ride Studer as long as he can and give it to Studer. Studer's going to get outside. He's going to slip a tackle. He gets another 5-6 yards.
Nice job, Warriors. Good drive.
As that's going to end our first quarter with the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes leading the Ontario's 20-0. We'll be back with you live and free from Frost Cow Stadium right after this break.
Times are changing, but at Spitzer Kia Mansfield, our focus has always been on treating our customers like family. For over 100 years, that's always been true. Experience our enduring tradition this holiday season in a new Kia Forte. Enjoy Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Experience all the benefits of shopping with Spitzer, an enduring tradition for a reason. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Josh Banks back with you live inside Frost Cow Stadium with Coach Weirich, where the Warriors are making a drive, and that's going to be Chase Studer again. 21, I'm sorry, that's not Studer. That's going to be Nate Spitzer getting a carry.
You know, if you want to establish something, you do it on the ground. That builds so much confidence in your offensive line. And then you got to use the pass, as you said before. Establish the run. It opens up the little passing game for you. But keep the running game going. First and 10.
First down, you're on the other side of the 50 now. As Miller's going to keep it. He's got the right side. He gets a stiff arm. That's a great tackle. Attempted stiff arm, but it's a big run by Miller for 5.
And that's what Ontario does great. They put the quarterback in the offense, and he can run the ball. He can throw the ball. If he starts working his passing game in here, they could be tough. They can make a point here.
As Miller's going to come out, he's going to have a running back on his left hip, single to the far side, trips to the near side. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off. That's Spence again, and he's going to be about a yard short of a first down.
3rd down and 1. And right now, Coach Eckert knows he's in 4-down territory.
You're in 4-down territory because you have to get points.
I don't think he's going to try a field goal either. I think he's got to go for the score. He needs to get points on the board.
3rd and 1 from the 25. The ground game has been working effectively. Do you go play action and try to hit one of your guys deep?
And what's happening is keeping that Tiffin offense off the field.
Studer's got the ball. He cuts back left. Good jump cut. He breaks some tackles. Studer still driving the feet. He's going to be at the 11-yard line. They're going to put it at the 10. It's going to be a 1st and goal for the Warriors on the legs.
Nice run
Jay
by the
Studer.
young man. He just took that offense, put him on his back, and said, I'm going to carry this team. Carried him down to the 10-yard line.
Now they're going to go fast. Bunch trips on the far side, single on the near side.
Same play.
Studer's got the carry. He's into the end zone. Touchdown,
And there
Warriors.
it is on the ground. Nice job, Warriors, establishing the game. Just when you needed some momentum, what happens, Josh? Your run games carries you through.
Well, and that's something that they tried to establish in the first quarter, and then they started to go away from it. They started to try to throw the ball when they had slowly established the run game. And Coach Eckert might have seen that and said, guys,
Get back to our game plan.
let's go back to what started to work and see if we can't get something going.
Nice
and now
drive.
We're 2 minutes into the second quarter, and it's 20-7.
Nice drive by the Warriors.
As that kick's going to be up and good.
And one thing that happens when you do that, look at your sidelines. Everybody's excited. Now the defense has got to come out, and they've got to play shutdown football.
This game,
Has the defense stopped them yet?
they have not stopped them on
They've had the
defense.
ball 3 times and scored 3 touchdowns.
The momentum swing in this game is right now for the Ontario Warriors. You just went down and punched it into the end zone. Get a stop defensively and try to punch it in again and make this a 1-score game before halftime. Because remember, you get the ball at half.
Yeah, and the thing that sometimes when a team goes out and scores early and they score often, they get a little confidence in themselves on the sidelines, and they think the game's over. But Ontario showed a lot of grit there. They took the ball, drove it right down their throats, and we got a ball game, Josh.
We do. That we do, Coach, as Ontario's going to look to kick it deep. Now, they did have a big run back on a punt earlier. Let's hope that the kick coverage can improve. They can make some stops and get something rolling defensively. Stop Rogau, the Rogau twins in Brockington.
You can always sit back and say, well, we had the jitters. We're playing in Tiffin. It's a beautiful facility. We just weren't ready to play. Let's see what we can do now.
Good coverage. Still on his feet. It's gonna be blown dead. They're gonna give him spot at the 31-yard line.
And this is the defense. The defense, Tiffin's got the wind at their back now. And it's blowing. You can see the flags on top of the goalpost. They got the wind to them. Let's see what this defense can do. They need to make a statement. They need to make a stop. They need, on 3rd down, get Tiffin off the field.
What's scary, though, is Rogau's proved that he can throw the ball. Now he's got the wind at his back. That makes him even more dangerous.
The ball's at the 30. He could throw it 70 yards with this
Oh,
wind.
absolutely. They're going to stay gun. He's going to have Brockington on his right hip. Twins to the far side. Single back. Brockington's going to make a quick throw to his brother Bryce. He's going to beat him around the edge. He's inside the 50. Breaks a tackle all the way down to the 41-yard line, as that's a 30-yard pass.
How many times do you think those two have thrown that same route in practice in the backyard? You know, when they were 8 years old, they probably threw that same route.
Well, and the problem that we have right now is he beat him deep once. So if you're Coach Eckert, you said you're not going to beat me deep. So you play off. You play 5, 6, 7 yards off, and you get beat by that slant. As Brockington's got the ball now. He makes it all the way down to the 34-yard line.
2nd down and 3. Ontario needs something. They need to make a big play. They have got to put a little pressure on this Tiffin offense. And it's a machine, Josh.
It is.
This
He's got
offense is a
Brockington on his
machine.
right hip, twin receivers. He's going to shift to the left. 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side. He's going to look to hand to Brockington again. He's got a man open in the end zone, and it's touchdown Tornadoes.
Wow.
Brady Gooding, and how about the throw by Rogau?
On the money, in the air, right to the receiver. Again, the receiver gets behind the Ontario secondary, And it's just who's going to get to the ball first.
And Brady Gooding high points it and does everything. And Tiffin said, hey, guess what? It took you 2 minutes. It took us a minute and 8 seconds to put one in the end zone.
Yeah, they're on a roll right now. In fact, this could probably be one of the best all-round offenses I've seen all year. And I've seen a lot of offense. I saw Maslin play a couple times, saw Canton McKinley play. This offense of Tiffin is outstanding.
This team is special, and it's because they're so well-rounded.
Yep.
They don't have just one guy to go to. We're seeing it tonight. Brockington's going to get his yards, but they could throw the ball for 400 or 500 yards a game if they want to with this quarterback.
And they spread it around. When you need your bread and butter, when you need your bread and butter, what do? You go brother to brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's unbelievable when you have a quarterback and your twin brother is your top receiver.
This team is poised to make a deep run in these state playoffs.
Yep.
As they're going to look to kick off. He's going to kick off from the 40.
The only thing I see standing in the way is Sandusky Perkins.
And that was their lone loss.
That was their loss, yeah. They're a tremendous team. Tiffin's only loss. If they lost to Perkins, how good is Perkins?
Yeah, Perkins finished the season unbeaten.
Ontario, good hole up the seam. Nice return yardage.
That was Dzugan on the return.
Ontario's going to have the ball at the 32-yard line. A little bit of momentum. Can they repeat what they just did?
Well, I think the problem that you have if you're the Warriors right now, Coach, is I think they can repeat what they did. Do they have time to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball when you're down 3 scores and it don't look like they can stop this Tiffin offense anytime
So
soon?
what do you want to do? You want to keep Tiffin's offense out so you control the game with your running game.
Miller's going to have Studer on his
But
left hip.
I don't think Tiffin's been stopped all night.
Trips on the near side, one receiver on the far side. He's going to motion Studer out. He's going to throw it to Studer on the outside. Makes a quick little cut. He's going to get about 3. He'll get 3. Ball completed to Chase Studer.
Nice simple pass, easy pass, gives a little confidence to you, moves the sticks a little bit. You're looking at 2nd down and 8 now. Warriors are they're going to force themselves into a passing situation here.
Bunched on the far side, single on the wide side, one back on the left. He's going to give it to that back. That's Chase Studer.
Right
He's
sweep.
going to give it right side. He's still on his feet.
Nice job.
He's going to get to about the 40. It's going to be 3rd and approximately 1, maybe a long 1 or 2.
Nice job by the Ontario lineman getting out in front and leading the charge. I like it when there's a whole bunch of white jerseys in front of that ball carrier. Tiffin did a nice job running it down.
If they go bunch, which they're not in here, they got single receiver. So we're going to have a Tiffin Columbian timeout. Coach Lutz is going to take a timeout.
Yep.
So with that timeout, we'll take a timeout and be right back to you live and free.
Times are changing, but at Spitzer Kia Mansfield, our focus has always been on treating our customers like family. For over 100 years, that's always been true. Experience our enduring tradition this holiday season in a new Kia Forte. Enjoy Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Experience all the benefits of shopping with Spitzer, an enduring tradition for a reason. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Josh Banks along with Coach Weirich back here inside Frost Cow Stadium, where it's been all tornadoes so far in the first half. The Warriors slowly starting to make some moves offensively. But
that tornado offense is unbelievable tonight. They are on a roll. Ontario's running the ball the last series, did a great job. They're 3rd and 1. They need this first down to keep the drive going. Studer gets it, first down and
Studer's
more.
got first down and more. He's going to be on the other side of the 50 at about the 46-yard line. A great burst of speed there by Chase Studer up the middle.
And this is something Ontario's got to do. They got to control the ball on offense. That at least keeps Tiffin's offense off the field. It's going to wear this defense down a little bit.
Studer, or that's going to be Vantlenberg up the middle. And that's where you, like, Ontario's going to sub their backs in and out.
Yep. When you
But
have a lot of
Studer
players,
was on a streak.
yeah. When you have a lot of players going both ways, you need to give them a break every now and then. But I think you're right, Josh. You know, Studer's just eating them up, getting positive yardage. Got to keep it moving.
Trying to go fast. They're going to hand it off to Vantlenberg, and he is met in the backfield by the Tornadoes defense.
That throws Ontario into a passing situation. You're now third down and 8 yards to go. Somebody's
As we have
down
a
on the
man
field.
Down for the Warriors.
You know, I'll tell you this much, Josh. Ontario, you know, right now they're having trouble with what they're doing out there. They can't stop Tiffin. They can't figure it out. But this team won 10 football games. And this is only the third team in the history of Ontario to ever win 10 games. And, you know, that's something to hang your hat on. It's still like a young program. In 1964, they went 10-0. Coach Roger Copeland, he's known all over the place. And they had a team that went 10-0. And Roger Glass, Tommy Mayer, Dean Apier, Ron Hale, Ed Sauer, they just had a great team. And a lot of those people still live in Ontario. And it's just, you know, when you have a great football season, it's something to hang your hat on. And this is one of the, you know, even though they're struggling right now, it's something these kids will talk about the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I mean, you're 10-1. Your only loss is on a fluke. I mean, not a fluke. It's something you practice, but really a fluke hook and ladder play that Shelby pulls off. And then they knock a ball down or intercept a ball as time expires. That if they don't intercept that, it's caught for a game-winning touchdown by the Warriors.
But like I say, they've only had 3 teams ever win 10 games. This is one of them. They got to keep their heads up. They're a proven winner. They just got to keep moving the ball, establish, and do what they do best. Now they're in a third down situation.
3rd and 8. Twins on both sides. Miller's going to look to throw. He's going to take a shot. He's got a man open. Almost caught. But again, Coach, it's a high ball.
Yeah, we've talked about that from the very first time he threw the ball. The ball's sailing on him up in the air. The receivers are open.
Pocket presence is there. He's got it. The guy's wide open for a first down. That corner safety was 3 yards away from him. If he puts that ball in the numbers, that's a first down for the Warriors.
Yep.
Now you're 4th and 8, and you have to
going
go for it down 3 scores.
Great job passing.
Are we going to have a flag? There's the flag.
There's the interference call. Again, nice job by the offensive line. You know, I coached offensive line back in the day, and right now they're doing a great job.
John Mahone was the intended receiver on the play.
Bogdan had all the time in the world, look over the field, no pressure on him. Automatic first down.
We're going to have pass interference, and that's a really, really tough call for the officials to make, especially on that ball. Bogdan threw a really good ball that led his receiver right into that DB. That DB undercuts that. That's a pick going the other way.
That's got to be one of the toughest calls these officials make, interference call, because sometimes you can go either way.
So now they're inside the 30, 1st and 10.
Checking, there's a problem with the chains on the far side.
Looks like we're going to have chains were not set yet. Both of these teams want to go fast.
Yep.
Chains must have got tangled up over there, didn't get set, gave us an official timeout. Because Ontario's going to come out, they're going to stay in the gun.
I like what Coach Eckert did. 4th down, don't punt it, go for it, get the first down. Here they come, Studer's on a run. Nice stop.
Maybe one. They'll give him one. He's going to be out to the 28-yard line. If you're the Warriors, eat as much of this clock as you can. Put the ball in the end zone.
Yep.
Go into the locker room down 27-14 and get the ball coming out.
And you're right. You want to be within attack. You want to be able to, one score will put you in the winning position. And the Warriors, you're right. This is the drive. They have got to get points on the board. Coach Eckert knows that. That's why he goes for it on 4th down.
He's got Studer in the backfield again on his right hip. They're going to play fake it. Miller's going to roll out. He's got some room. Jump cut inside. He's still going. He's going to get about 7 yards on that carry, and that's going to make it a 3rd and manageable.
That's the Ontario offense we've been waiting to see all the game. Let Bogdan put it on his shoulders. Let's see what he can do. Nice run. 3rd down and 2. Now you can make the 1st down.
Now you can go back to what's been your bread and butter so far this
Studer.
game. That inside zone with Studer or Vantleberg. Just trust your offense. Trust the things that are working.
And if it doesn't work, you still got another down.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory.
You're in
for the
4-down
Warriors.
territory. You're going to break or make this play. You're going to make it. Timeout.
We're going to have another
Tiffin.
timeout by Coach Lutz, and give us a chance to talk about this possession for the Warriors so far. They're moving the ball.
Yep.
They converted on a 4th down because of a penalty. Miller, the rest of this game for Ontario really comes down to, can Bogdan Miller figure it out?
Yeah, and, if he can get that passing game down, and look at it, Josh. If he would have made some of those passes, they'd have been to the receiver instead of over their head. They might have another score on the board.
We're in a different conversation if they make some of those passes. Their first drive of the game, they were moving the ball with the run game, and then he overthrows 2 receivers that were sitting in a soft zone waiting for the ball, and he overthrew them.
Yep.
So really, we figure it out with the passing game, and it changes this game because then you can't spy him as hard because he's going to beat you deep.
And this is what Ontario needs. They need to establish and score here, and then their defense. They haven't stopped Tiffin all night.
No.
They got to come up with the big stop and go in at halftime with your heads up. And right now, this looks like a time to give the ball to Studer.
They had 3 tight ends on one side. Studer, he's going to
get it. Nice drive.
He's going to drag 3 or 4 tornadoes for the Warrior 1st down. It's a huge conversion for Ontario.
Yep.
And I'll tell you right now, this Warrior football team, they're not done yet.
Yep. I've seen it over and over. A team comes out, scores early, they score often. Then the other team's got to work for it. Might catch them with too many players on the field. Yep, there it is.
There's the flag. Too many players on the field.
This is just like in the NFL.
Hey, they were. Here's the thing. Ontario wants to go fast, and they do go fast when they have to.
Five-yard step off, 2 many men on the field.
But here's the question, Coach, and I don't disagree with that call, but I just heard it up here in the press box, and I agree with it. That young man was beyond the numbers, sprinting off the field. He's not going to interfere in that play.
You're right, but rules are rules.
They are.
You got to follow them.
They got Ace Bunch on the near side. Miller's going to keep it and go up the middle, and he's just going to be hit. I mean, he's going to get 3-4 yards, but they are containing him to where he's not having those big plays that we've been accustomed to seeing out of him, especially on the ground.
If you watch that on the replay, which OH just put on there, I think it was a busted play. I think Studer was expecting to get the ball because when he got out there, he looked back and said, oh, wait, I forgot the football.
Well, I think a lot of these run plays that we've seen from Ontario so far tonight are a read option from Miller. It's his call, as now he's going to hand it to Studer. He's got a little hole in the right
There
side.
he goes,
He's gonna bring a
touchdown.
catch, and he's going to get into the end zone.
And
Chase
that's what the Warriors
Studer.
need. Nice run, nice play. Give the ball to your fullback. Off he goes.
His second of the night.
Yep.
He's been the Ontario offense so far. We spotlighted Bogdan Miller, but if you look at what Chase Studer has done so far this year, he's been there and done what they needed him to do all year long, and that's what he just did right there. Put the ball in the end zone. Now this Warriors defense has got to get a stop, Coach.
Yep, and you gotta give credit to that offensive line too from Ontario. They must be opening some gaps up there if Studer's running. And the kick is good. Warriors down 13. That's 2 scores.
And again, we talked about it. How much is that missed extra point going to affect this game?
Yeah.
Now we're in territory where if this Warriors defense can figure out a way to get a stop, you never know. This team goes fast enough.
Yep.
they could force a 3-and-out. Coach Eckert still has all 3 timeouts. Get the ball back and score again before half. Then you're down 27-21, and you're coming back out after your offense just scored 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. Hey, we're only down 1 score, and a touchdown and a field goal gives us a 28-27 lead.
It's going to make that halftime talk a whole lot easier when you start making adjustments. But Ontario's doing what they've done all year now. They're running the football. All Bogdan's got to do is get those passes down, get the completions that they need to move the football, loosen up that defensive front a little bit. And to be honest with you, Josh, this defense has got to stop them.
This Ontario Warrior defense needs to come up with a stop right now.
You don't want to go in the locker room after running the ball like they have.
Brockington's got a wide open left side of the field. He reverses field again. He's got a hole. He's up the sideline. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. And we're going to have a flag for a late hit out of bounds on the Warriors.
Nice run. I don't know if that was a late hit. I think it was a horse collar tackle. Looked like he grabbed him by his shoulder pads to pull him down.
I'm pretty sure they're going to call a late hit.
Out of bounds,
because
yep.
He made contact.
Look at the
with
replay.
him.
Here it is
He
again.
made contact with him as he got out of bounds, and then he just kept dragging him down.
Yeah. And they're looking at it. It's a 15-yard penalty, whatever it's going to be.
And it's 15 yards on top of the return.
And
so he brought that all the way to the 50. So they're going to have the ball at the 35-yard line.
You just can't do that. You can't give the ball to Tiffin like that.
And that's Brockington again on the return.
And
he
that,
reversed field twice.
Yeah, he's got speed. He's got vision also. He saw the open field.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for anything more as we have the penalty call here. Dead ball, personal foul on Ontario. Are they going to be offsetting penalties?
Yeah, it looks like it's offsetting.
They're going to be offsetting penalties. So we had an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Tiffin, and then you had the personal foul, which would have been the late hit on the Warriors.
I only saw the first one, the late hit out of bounds.
I didn't see a personal foul anywhere.
Yeah.
But
hey, that's what the Stripes get paid to do. They make the calls out there. Sometimes you agree, sometimes you don't. That's kind of like a no-harm foul.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You're still taking over possession as he's going to get spotted at the 47-yard line of Ontario.
And I don't think any of their drives have taken over 2 minutes.
They haven't. They've gone quick, as now you're going to have Rogo in a pistol formation, trips on the far side. He's going to motion the tight end. We're going to have a flag. We're going to have a false
illegal
start on
procedure.
Columbian.
Yeah. Mental mistake. Tiffin's starting to make mental mistakes.
And that's what they cannot do.
Nope. Momentum's coming. You got Ontario defense reeling a little bit. Timeout, Tiffin. And that's a great timeout. That's a good timeout. Coach Lutz, he wants to score before half. He's got 4 minutes to do it. He's got an offense that can do it. He's got plays that can do it. He's got players that can do it. He wants to score. Go in at halftime with 34 points. Ontario's got to make the stop here, Josh. This is, if there's a defensive stop they got to make, this is it.
This stop changes the game.
They cannot let Tiffin get into that end zone.
But here's the thing. If you're Ontario, Braden and Bryce Rogo have been your nemesis all night long.
Oh.
They're 4 for 4 going to each other. Yeah. They had a big completion on a slant, a touchdown pass. He hasn't been able to be covered by these Ontario defenders all night long.
No. They get behind them. It just seems like they got a step speed. They're a little bit faster. They can move a little bit faster, get downfield a little bit. It's putting pressure on the secondary. So how do you beat that? You rush the quarterback.
As Rogo's going to be all alone back there for one of the first times tonight.
Ontario's rushing 3. They're going to try and defend the field.
Brockington's going to come in motion. They're going to fake it to him. He's going to look to go deep.
Pressured.
Ball.
Fumbles on the
ball. Rogo fumbles. Tiffin Columbian is going to recover it. There's pressure.
Yep. And that's what you got to do. You got to sell out. You can't let them into the end zone. You got to put pressure on them. Ontario did a great job bringing their outside linebackers. When you rush a good team, you can't get up the middle. Those offensive linemen are going to pick it up and block them. You got to rush from the outside. That's what Ontario did that time. Outside pressure. Nowhere to go for the quarterback.
Looks like Ontario's going to a 3-3-5. 5 guys over the top. Rogo throws on the outside to number 4.
Little bit of a screen, wide receiver screen. They pick up 4 or 5 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down and 6.
And this is that 3rd down possessions that we talked about pregame.
They got to get them off the field.
If they can stop them on this play.
But right now, with 3 minutes to go in the game and the way your offense gets, Coach Lutz, he's not going to punt.
No.
He's going to go for the score. He needs a score right now to put the nail in the coffin.
A touchdown here puts the nail in the coffin as we're going to have an Ontario Warrior
But
timeout.
this is a good. If Ontario can stop them and go in with a little momentum, you're only down 2 scores. You get the ball, right? Ontario gets the ball.
Here's the other positive. You've got a kicker on your side who has a long of 46 yards on the season.
And if he's kicking with the win, he can make it.
So we'll see what comes into play. A field goal doesn't do Ontario a bunch of good at this point. But you're still down 10.
The key to the game right now is this defense for Ontario on the field. They have got to make the play. They've got to step it up. They've got to shut them down. They cannot let Tiffin score. And Coach Lutz, he knows he has to score. He knows he's going to do everything he can. He only needs 6 yards. He's got 2 plays to do it.
Almost per play.
So I'm pretty sure he's going to try and get the 1st down. I'm looking for Brockington to get the ball.
Brockington's going to come out. They're going to go empty backfield
Empty
again.
backfield.
Expect to see Brockington motion, maybe a jet sweep here from Brockington from the slot receiver
Or
position.
if they play linebackers out, the quarterback runs up the middle.
He's going to come in motion. Rogo's going to take the snap. They're going to set up a wide receiver screen. What a pass. What a tackle.
Nice job by Powers. Little Powers making a play out there. Number 8.
Bogdan Miller, the
quarterback, makes the play.
Steps up and makes a huge tackle.
And here it
on
is.
3rd down.
This is a 4th down play. The Warriors have to get them off the field. Get them off the field.
Brockington on the left hip.
3-man rush.
He's got a man open.
Oh,
it's
incomplete.
underthrown, incomplete, and the Warriors are going to take possession with 2:13 to go here in the half, and a crucial 2:13 for the Ontario Warriors.
And that was the play they had to have. We talked about it, Josh. They had to make a stop. One of the goals of the game, knock Tiffin off the field. They did it without scoring. Little momentum change. Look at that sidelines now.
Their first stop all night is the most important stop of the night.
Now, if they can maintain, even get a field goal here, just to get some points, even though a field goal's going to still leave you in a hole, it gives you some points. You get the momentum going. I look for Studer to run it. You still got 2 timeouts.
Miller.
Save one for the field goal.
On each side. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand it off. Looks like that was Studer again.
Looks like the offensive line starting to Ontario offensive line's creating some seams in there, opening up some gaps. They're making things happen.
As they have a scoreboard out here rolling, and it looks like Perkins is losing currently to St. Mary's.
Unbelievable.
Miller's got a man. He hits
on target. 1st down. The clock's going to stop till they get them set.
Big pass, big completion. Dylan Floyd again.
Ontario's got to be in a hurry up, move the ball down, at least get in the field goal range, get a field goal, go with some points. A little bit of momentum on your side.
Miller's getting his passes down.
Tiffin's rocked a little bit.
When he can throw the ball on target, that's what opens up his run game.
I look for him
Miller's
to
gonna
go
look to
deep here
throw
pretty soon.
again. He's got him open. He completes another one. Falls out. He fumbles. Columbian recovers. Tornadoes are going to take over possession again here with a minute 35 left.
That was huge play by the defense.
Quentin
Huge.
Frankhouse, the big play go-to receiver, has a costly fumble here in the second quarter. This Ontario defense has to do it again now, as that's a perfect throw by Bogdan.
Yeah, it was perfect. And look for the big play here. A lot of times after a turnover, that defense comes on. They just had a big stop. Now their heads are down a little bit. Look for Coach Sluss to go for it all right here.
Brother
Minute
to brother.
35. Whoever gets behind the secondary, he's going to throw it.
Well, it looks like they're going to press. They're going to play 5 off of Rogo.
They have no timeouts left. They need to throw the ball to stop the
Motion
clock.
across. He's going to go on a little out
There
route.
it goes. What I say.
He's got a man.
There we go. Nice coverage. Good call by Coach Lutz. That happens so many times. After the defense, after an offensive fumble, something happens. The defense has got their heads down a little bit, and you go for the glory.
As we're in a situation now, if you're Columbian and Coach Lutz, you got nothing to lose. You're
No.
up 2 scores. Your defense just forced a huge turnover.
You don't want to turn the
points on
ball
the board.
over. You don't want to turn the ball over, though. You don't want to.
Throw. He's going to keep it.
Nice job by the Ontario defense. Clock's
Coach
running.
Eckers should call a timeout, which he did, to stop it. He's got 1 left, and it's 3rd and 8.
Yep. Ontario's looking to put points on the board. They're playing a little more confidence right now.
Their defense after that stop is playing with much more confidence. Their offense just has to get that same kind of confidence going, and they're going to be just fine.
I think the jitters are out. You're starting to see what the Ontario offense can do, and we might have a pretty good second half.
I'm excited for it. It's been offense here by Tiffin Columbian in the first half, which is what we all expected.
And we knew coming in they were a powerhouse. When you average 41 points a game and your fullback scores 3 touchdowns a game, you know they're a high-scoring machine. And Ontario got caught flat-footed the first quarter, weren't exactly playing Warrior ball. Now they are.
Now they are 3rd and 8. You still have a timeout left.
And
I
this
tell
is
you
it.
what, we haven't seen the Tornadoes run the ball in 2 possessions.
Right. Throwing it. Now, can Ontario get them off on 3rd down?
Brockington
they don't-
averages 8.5 yards a carry, and you need 8 right here.
If you don't get it near, I think Coach Lutz has got to punt the ball.
From this field position, I agree. He's going to look to throw again. He's got a clean pocket. He's going to be
Yeah, he dumped it off.
fumble.
Incomplete pass.
They're going to call incomplete pass.
Yep.
They're going to call an incomplete pass. That was almost a backwards
it.
pass,
Yep.
Coach.
Anytime your quarterback throws the ball to a receiver
Oh, man,
behind,
that might have been a backwards pass. Looking at the replay, he might have flipped that behind him. But that benefits Ontario.
Yep.
An incomplete pass stops the
stop
clock,
the clock.
and you still have 1 timeout left.
And it's 4th down. They got a punt.
They're going to.
Always have a question, do you go for the block? You don't want to rough the punter, but I would put pressure on him. Here they come. It's a bad snap.
He gets it off, and it's going to bounce inside the 30 and be fielded at the 30. Ontario's got a minute 4 and 1 timeout to go 50 yards to get into field goal range.
That is tough to do. I'll tell you right now, Tiffin's going to play an umbrella defense. They're going to put 2 guys deep. They might even put a 3rd guy deep. And you're not going to be able to throw the ball deep. So you got to come up with a little magic.
They're going to take their 2 fast. If you're Columbian, you take your 2 fastest guys, man them up with Ontario's 2 fastest guys. You have film on this.
Yep.
You put 3 high safeties that say nothing over top of you, and you let your defensive front, who's got to Miller tonight, do what they can do. 2 receivers on each side, back to his left. He is going to look to throw. Pump fake. He takes a shot out of bounds.
Nice play. Gets the 1st down, 11 yards.
And I'll tell you what, that's a hard throw for a quarterback to make all the way across the field.
I always worried about that. You know, you're throwing the ball 50 yards for a 10-yard gain, and if a defensive player can sneak in there, that's 6 going the other way.
Absolutely it is. Miller's getting his confidence. He's got trips on the near side, one on the far side. He's going to roll out right, flip his hips, get rid of it.
A little bit of pressure on him, just threw it away. Tough call. I mean, tough. If you're a right-handed quarterback and you roll to your left, it's a tough throw, Josh. You got to turn your body.
You got to whip those
plant
hips
your
quick.
feet. And if you don't, the ball sails high on you, and that's what it did. But it stops the clock, 53 seconds, 2nd down and 10. Warriors need about 40 yards to get in that field goal range.
30 would make them comfortable, but they need 40 to be more comfortable.
Quick.
My only issue with that play right there is if you're the receiver, keep running when you catch it. He stopped to try to make a move. Run full steam ahead. Get the yards you can get.
I saw that same play. Shelby used it. He'll catch it, and then he'll throw it back. Hook and ladder. Maybe we'll see that play later.
We're going to have a false start now on the Warriors. Tough mental mistake there by Ontario when you're trying to score before half.
But to be honest with you, this has been a pretty much mistake-free game.
By both teams.
Couple penalties, here and there. Offsetting.
I want to say you've had 2 on each team.
Yep,
if
that's
I'm thinking correctly, you had a false start on each team. You had the late hit and the unsportsmanlike conduct. Miller's going to look.
Miller, all the time in the
got
world.
A man
Nice
open.
throw.
It's going to be inside of the 50. They still have a timeout left. The clock's going to stop for the chains to move. 19 seconds, and you need another 15 to feel
20
comfortable.
yards, yep. And then call your timeout. Little high.
An incomplete pass at that point is the best thing you could ask for. 10 seconds and a timeout. You know what's going through coach's head is in practice. The problem is, too, if you're Ontario, you're kicking into the wind, not with the wind.
This might be one of those plays where you throw the old Hail Mary, or you send everybody on this side of the field.
That way.
Solo back on the backside and throw it to them.
Yep.
Best
and it looks
athlete.
like that's where we're at. We got trips on the far side, one single here on the near.
See if they try and throw it to the single receiver. Go for it all. Backside post. Bogdan's looking. Still looking. Flag on the play.
We're going to have one that's
second.
in the general area of a hold.
Yep, that's what they called holding. Yeah, you can see that he tackled him.
And now if you're Coach Eckert,
take a knee.
Is it even worth taking a shot?
No, you
because
take
that
the knee.
shot could turn into a pick 6.
Yep. And you're not going to get deep on them. You don't have a shot at a field goal. The penalty was on the offense. I think the clock's going to start.
Well, it was an incomplete pass as well, too, though.
Correct. You're right. So you take a knee, you go in at halftime feeling good about yourself. You really do.
I mean, Shelby ran it on him. Do we see it from the Warriors here?
Not yet. Not ready.
They're not going to take a knee. Yeah, you are.
Here it is, hook and ladder.
And it's a great coverage job by the Tornadoes. As we have hit halftime, folks, your score, the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes 27, the Ontario Warriors 14. We'll have both band performances during this halftime break, and that'll be after a short halftime commercial.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Times are changing, but at Spitzer Kia Mansfield, our focus has always been on treating our customers like family. For over 100 years, that's always been true. Experience our enduring tradition this holiday season in a new Kia Forte. Enjoy Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Experience all the benefits of shopping with Spitzer, an enduring tradition for a reason. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
The next song from the Disney musical Moana gave Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson his first musical debut as the larger-than-life demigod Maui. Featuring the warrior drumline, this is You're Welcome.
ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the south end of the field as we welcome the pride of Tiffin Columbian High School, the 2023 edition of our Marching 120, the Tiffin Columbian Band, Flag Dance, and Majorette Squad. Our band is under the direction of Mr. Michael Meadows with Assistant Director Mr. Trenton Packler. Our flag and dance squad are under the direction of Mrs. Danielle Bluth, assisted by Brooke Tice and Katie Gillig. Our majorette coach is Mrs. Casey Kilbrani. We begin this evening with a drill to a 1999 hit by the American rock band Blink-182. This selection was selected by Rolling Stone as one of the 100 great pop songs and is listed in the 2010 book 1001 Songs You Have to Hear Before You Die. Our Marching 120 takes to the field with the drill to Blink-182, All the Small Things. Flag Dance and Majorette Squad love to perform on the field for all our fans. Our next selection features them doing their thing to a Keys by the Gap Band that dropped in 1982. Our women have chosen to entertain us this evening with You Dropped a Bomb on Me.
As soon as I clock in. No, I had to alter my schedule.
everybody knows that the Tiffin Marching 120 loves to boogie down and dance. And so we conclude our halftime show with a dance selection that's a funk rhythm and blues song recorded by the American band Cameo in 1986. It was released as their first single, The Word Up. It was made into MTV music featuring LeVar Burton, and it was number 6 on the Hot 100. Here comes Cameo's Word Up.
Times are changing, but at Spitzer Kia Mansfield, our focus has always been on treating our customers like family. For over 100 years, that's always been true. Experience our enduring tradition this holiday season in a new Kia Forte. Enjoy Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Experience all the benefits of shopping with Spitzer, an enduring tradition for a reason. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Josh Banks back inside Frost Cal Stadium with Coach Weirich in a game where Tiffin Columbian has looked absolutely dominant offensively in the first half, Coach.
Yeah, they came out that first quarter and they just rocked the world. And Ontario couldn't stop them. They did not have an answer for them. But Ontario did make it a game, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a look at the first half stats here for both teams. And you're in a situation where Ontario really picked it up offensively in the second quarter. 76 passing yards. Miller, we've talked about it, struggled to get the ball down. Everything's been sailing high. But they got 133 yards on the ground, Coach.
Yeah, Studer, he's doing it. But you got to give credit to that offensive line. Ontario's offensive line is starting to control the line of scrimmage. I thought the first quarter they were a little jittery, playoff jitters, and next thing you know, they opened some holes, and Studer had a great second quarter.
Well, and I tell you right now, the first down numbers for Columbian are deceiving because they're a big play machine. 189 yards through the air, 73 yards on the ground, and 50 of those came on one run by Damien Brockington.
Yeah, and they have a dynamite team. And when you have a dynamite team like that, the only stat that really counts are touchdowns.
Yep.
And right now, the first, 6 times they had the football, they scored touchdowns. 5 times, something like that.
They were
unstoppable. But Ontario's defense, they got it together. They made some things happen. They got them off the field on third down a couple times, and we're in a ball game right now.
We are 27-14 our halftime score, and I think the big difference between the first quarter and the second quarter is Ontario defense finally started to slow down this Tornado offense. You had Rogo, who connected with his brother multiple times in the first quarter, but he couldn't really find him there in the second. They really kind of abandoned the run in the second quarter, and that's because they had 189 yards passing.
Yeah. They've been going to the air. They could almost throw it anywhere they wanted on the field, and it was a completion. But I got to give credit to Ontario. They've stuck in there. They've hung in there. Coach Eckert done something. If they didn't have that fumble when they're moving in, they might have had another score before the half. And anytime you can score before you go in at half, that's a momentum builder. Now, second half is a whole different story, Josh.
The second half is an entirely different story. That fumble at the end of the first half could prove to be a critical turnover for Ontario. They were driving down the field, almost in field goal range, at least to put 3 more on the board. The fumble happens. Granted, Columbian did not get any more points out of that. You then take yourself out of a situation where you could have made it 27-17 going into the locker room and set to receive the second half kick, and now it's still 27-14. So you have to score again, get another stop defensively, and then score again on this Columbian defense that you've struggled to do anything against, and you've struggled to stop offensively all night long.
Yeah. Ontario's defense, though, the last couple series, the last 5 minutes of that second quarter, they started playing warrior football. They made it stop. They got Tiffin off of the field, which is what you have to do, get the ball out of that offense. And Bogdan, he starts bringing his passes down. They're starting to get completions. That opens up the run game. I'm looking for an exciting second half.
Yeah, we're going to see those numbers definitely increase in the second half for both teams, as I thoroughly expect this Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes team to come out and feed the ball to their almost 2,000-yard rusher, Damien Brockington. But I expect him to continue to let Braden Rogo throw the ball through the air and get some more connection with his brother Bryce.
Well, when you have a back that averages, this is phenomenal, Josh, 8 yards a carry. When you have a back that averages 8 yards a carry, you give it to him, and he will set up the passing game for you.
And that's really, if you think about it, Coach, that's what they did in the first quarter. They went away from it in the second quarter. They may not have got a lot of big runs. They had the big 50-yard touchdown. Other than that, they were 4 or 5 yards, but it set up those deep shots that they took. The deep ball he threw to Bryce Rogo, the deep ball he threw to Brady Gooding in the end zone.
And sometimes what happens when you come out and you score early on a team, you start to feel like you're going to dominate them, and you let your guard down. Well, you can't do that against Ontario because Bogdan will come back and bite you.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Coach, we're in for an exciting second half as the Tornadoes are getting ready to kick off. Warriors set to receive. We got second half action here from Tiffin. The ball's away.
One of these teams is putting their shoulder pads in a bag and locking them up.
They're going to bring it out to about the 27-yard line. That's where Coach Eckert's offense, led by junior Bogdan Miller, is going to come out for a very important first drive of the second half.
I always like when teams come out, and I like to see what adjustments they've made. And some of your better coaches, you can see, well, they're throwing the ball here now, they're going to run the ball. What adjustments did Ontario make for the second half?
What did Coach Eckert see and his offensive staff see that they can take and exploit here in the second half? They're going to come out and gun. Studer on the right hip. Turn and hand it straight off to him. It's a counter play. Studer's up the middle. Still driving. He's going to get about 8 yards on the first carry.
I think we see right now, give the ball to Studer, let your offensive line block somebody, and off he goes. Good run. Good way to start the second half.
Yeah, Studer comes out right where he left off in the first half. 8 yards on the carry.
Second down, 1 yard to go.
They're going to come out same formation. They got an H-back lined up here on the far or near side. Studer on the right hip. He's going to take a step. Miller's going to look to throw. He's going to throw a pick. Interception.
Nice.
A.J. Hickman.
Bogdan's got his head down. He knows as soon as he released it, it shouldn't have gone that way. Let's see what the defense can do for Ontario. Can they get the stop here? Look for Coach Lutz to go for the touchdown right away.
Take a shot right away. And they did it when they had the fumble.
Yeah.
First play, they tried to take a shot deep. It was incomplete, but expect it here again. He's got 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near. Brockington on his hip. Rogo goes in motion. He's going to hand it to Brockington. He's got a corner. He's going to cut it up. He's still going. He's going to have a first down, 12-yard gain on the first carry of the second half for Damien Brockington.
What a big mistake for Ontario. Put themselves in a hole. Tiffin's going to try and take advantage of it, and they've got the running attack to do it. Just give it to Brockington again and again.
Pistol formation, 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near. What a catch. Makes a step inside. He's still on his feet. We're going to have another first down for Columbian.
Tiffin Columbia's offense is picking up right where they left off at the end of the first quarter, moving the ball down the field. Ontario, first half they were playing with a 3-man front. Now they're in a 4-man front. Look like they're going to try and stop the run and put pressure on the quarterback.
Twins on the far side, 1 to the near again. Brockington motions to the left hip. They're going to hand it off to him. He's got a hole up the middle. He's going to keep pushing. The pile's still moving. The whistle hasn't been blown yet. He's going to carry that all the way down to the 1.
It looked like a rugby game. I mean, it was unbelievable. I think there were 22 players in that pile. Everybody was in there pushing.
And that's 2 carries, 22 yards to start the second half for Brockington.
Yep. He's way above his average right now.
And now you're in his territory. This is handed to him, let him punch it in the end zone.
They go with a tight formation, wing.
He's going to turn, hand it to him. Boom. He breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Damien Brockington.
That was almost too easy, Josh. Too easy.
33-14, pending the PAT for the Tornadoes.
All evening, every time Tiffin scores, it's within 2 minutes. They're not on the field that long. They're short or they're long drives, but they're taking very little time off the clock.
Big plays. 3rd touchdown of the day for Damien Brockington. The kick's up, and it's good.
And there's nothing like knocking the air out of a football team when they come out of the locker room. You got the momentum going, you get the ball, you push it downfield, interception.
And I tell you what, Coach, we're 2 scores away from a running clock.
What Josh means by that is anytime a team is ahead by 30 points in the second half, they continuously run the clock, and that's the last thing you want to have happen to you.
If you're the Ontario Warriors, you had to come out in the second quarter and make some big plays. You came out in the second half and threw a pick on your first possession.
And that's
You
going to hurt.
have to do something right now.
Now, you've got to get a momentum back. You got to get some points on the board. You're down 3 scores right now, Josh, and that's tough to make up against a good team.
You haven't scored 3 touchdowns yet in this game.
Yep, it's going to be we'll see what type of grit this football team has from Ontario.
Looks to kick it deep again. Up and away. He's still going.
Still going. Nice return by the Warriors up to the 35-yard line.
Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 36.
And this is important. As a coach on the sideline, your quarterback just made a big mistake, threw the interception. What do you say to the coach? What do you say to the young man? And how do you get his confidence back up? How do you get his confidence back up after you throw a ball like that?
This is where we find out what type of football player Bogdan Miller is.
Right.
Regional quarterfinal game on the road. You just threw an interception your first pass of the second half. What type of grit do you have as a player, and what are you going to do to submit yourself in the second half after that mistake?
And as a coach on the sidelines, how do you help him? No gain. Nice defense by Tiffin, shutting the play down.
Maximus Fortney on the tackle. Contain the edge. Great defensive, great tackle. That's going to be a loss of a yard.
Ontario's now at a 2nd and 11, and they can't get themselves in these situations. You can't get yourself in a passing situation and force Bogdan to throw the ball, especially after having an interception. His confidence is down. So you give it to your workhorse.
That was 26. That's Nate Spitzer.
Nice run. Again, it doesn't matter who they have at the backfield. That offensive line must be doing something up front, Josh, because, you know, there's a couple times I think I could have ran through that hole.
They're getting a push up front. We're going to turn to hand it off again.
First down.
That's going to be a first down.
Again, Ontario's running game has been great tonight. Really been great. They picked things up, made things happen, moved the football, got first downs. Let's get that passing game going now. I've seen them play over and over, and every once in a while in the ball game, they're going to try the long ball. Maybe you need something like that to spark your football team. Throw that backside post. Look for a streak runner down the sidelines.
They're going to have an ace bunch. Studer's got the ball. He's got the left sideline. He's up the sideline inside the 40. He's going to be knocked out at about the 37.
Nice run. Nice seam. Nobody touched him till he got upfield. Nice blocking at the line of scrimmage. The offensive line is taking control of that line of scrimmage right now. And the run game, here we go.
Well, and that's the first time all night that they've ran a counter off of that bunch. Every other time it's been almost a stretch play to the bunch side. That time they go counter off the opposite end of the bunch, and there was nobody on that side defensively. They're going to go bunch again. This time they're going to run to the bunch side, and he's going to be met in the backfield, and he's going to lose about 3.
Yeah, this time Tiffin was ready for it. What Coach Josh is saying is that when they put 3 receivers together, that's called a bunch, and they got them all right there, and all Tiffin's doing is moving to the outside of it, and they're trying to collapse it from the outside in, and that time they did a real good job with it.
They met him in the backfield, didn't let him. Studer's really shifty, but he's really slippery.
Yeah.
He's hard to bring down. It's not very often that the first guy that touches Studer brings him down.
That's
But these
yards
Tornadoes
after.
have done a great job tonight.
Again, let's see what this offensive line can do. They got to start taking control. Give Bogdan time to throw the ball. Nice read by Studer. You know, that's another thing. He's got great vision.
He does.
The offensive line does a lot of zone blocking. They're going to find out who's in your zone. You're going to go man-on-man with him. And whichever way you can take him, you just go ahead and block him that way. And Studer has great vision. He can find the open seam, and he just slithers right through it.
He's done it all night tonight. But now you're 3rd and 5. It's almost a passing situation.
Nice play.
Looks like it's going to depend on the spot. He's going to be just short of the first down.
You're in 4th down and 1. You know the ball's going to Studer. you don't want to outcoach yourself here. Back in my day, I tried to outcoach Tiffin and do something different. You don't want to do that. Best ball carrier, best hole.
Best ball carrier, best hole. It's going to be Studer up the middle.
There it is.
And he's going to have the first down. He's going to get about 4. Chase Studer has been the workhorse tonight for these Warriors.
A lot of times in those situations, 4th and 1, 3rd and short, coaches overcoach themselves. Hey, what's got you here? Best ball carrier at the best hole.
Well, and here's the big thing, too. You see a lot of teams always, as they're in a pistol here now, one receiver on each side. They're just going to hand it off again. That's going to be.
He only got a yard that time. That's going to make it 2nd down and 9.
It's going to be Spitzer again with the carry. They've had 3 backs that have really got a lot of touches so far this evening.
And one thing you got to remember is, as your defense gets closer to their goal line, as you get backed up inside the red zone, they call it, inside 20, your defense actually becomes tougher because there's less field to defend.
Yeah.
And right now, Ontario's just outside that red zone, and Tiffin's starting to toughen up their defense.
Guy in motion. Bogdan's going to look to throw. He was looking for that deep post. He's going to step up. He's got a corner on the edge. He cuts it back inside. Bogdan Miller's going to be inside the 5, down at the 4-yard line.
And that's what Bogdan Miller can do for you. I'll tell you, great line protection. Nobody was open, so what's he do? He pulls the ball down and runs it for a first down inside the 5-yard line. Nice run, Bogdan.
He's going right. His change of direction ability is absolutely incredible.
And it's deceiving. He's a tall, lanky young man, but he can move.
They're going to turn around. They're going to hand it off. Looks like that's going to be Studer.
Boom! Touchdown. There it is. Ontario's making a game of it.
Chase Studer gets in the end zone for the 3rd time this evening for these Ontario Warriors.
That's the type of drive I like to see Ontario. I love when you have 15, 16 plays in a row. Run the ball down the team's throat. That opens up the passing game. And, Josh, you were right. They completed a few passes to help them.
Here's the scary part, though. We just had a conversation 4 minutes ago when the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes punched it in the end zone that not a single touchdown drive they've had tonight has taken more than 2 minutes. That touchdown drive for the Warriors took 4. Yep. And you've only got 17 minutes left in this football game.
You got to get you got to get Tiffin off the field. Our game points to win this game was what? On third down. Get them off. You got to get them off. If you allow Tiffin to go, you're digging a deeper hole. So right now, Ontario's defense, they got to go out on that field. They got to make a play, and they got to make something happen.
They've got to make something happen defensively. Their offense has finally found it. Their offense is playing really good football right now. Their defense has got to step up. But what's crazy is you see quite a few kids over there on the sideline for these Warriors. They've got a good number of kids. Columbian's got a very large number of kids as well. If you watch defensively, a lot of these guys' names we're calling offensively are the same names we're calling defensively.
Yeah. When I was coaching at West Geauga, we used to call those our blue chip players.
Yep.
You tried to go 2 platoon, but you always had that blue chip kid that you couldn't take off the field.
Yep.
And Coach Quackenbush from Ashland, he coached at Ashland. That was his thing. We got our blue chip athletes. They're going to go both ways. We're not taking them off the field. And who's in better conditioning? Little onside kick. Recovered by Tiffin.
Like Columbian has it.
Yep.
That was a phenomenal attempt by Weaver, and that's a great job by the hands team.
Good call by Coach Eckert. He's doing everything. He's pulling all the tricks out, onside kicks, go for it on 4th down. He's got nothing to lose, Josh. He's got nothing to lose.
That's A.J. Hickman with the recovery. The man that had the pick to start the half has a huge recovery. What's scary is now you've just given Columbian the ball on the 50.
But you got a little belief in your defense. Let's see if we can't do something there. But points of the game, get them off the field.
Brockington. He's got a hole. Brockington to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Tornadoes. From 50 again, Coach.
Unbelievable run right up the middle of the field. That's a tough play to recover from, Coach.
Damien
That is
Brockington,
tough.
his 4th touchdown of the evening. Two of them have been from 50.
And who do we talk about at the beginning of the game, Josh? Brockington.
That young man
One play.
is special.
Woo! That was unreal.
He averages, you mentioned it at the break, he averages 8.5 yards a carry, 171.5 yards a game, and 3 touchdowns a game. And he's only fumbled once all season.
I'm going to tell you this. I think his average just got boosted. I think his average just went up a little bit. And here's the scary part. He broke into the open. He outran everybody from the Ontario team. Bogdan, probably one of the fastest players on the team, tried to catch him. He ran away from him.
Now, angles are crucial in football. But I don't even think taking the proper angle, you catch that young man in the open field.
You know, you might catch him. That's one part of it. But can you get him down?
Yeah.
You know, he's the type of back that if you catch him at the 5-yard line, he's going to drag you to the goal line. If you hit him at the line of scrimmage, you're not going to tackle him on – you're not going to push him back. He's going to always get positive yardage.
He is a special young man, special talent.
I've seen a lot of ball carriers this season, big school, little school, everywhere. He is very impressive, very impressive. Raw speed and power. Woody Hayes would be drooling after him. Short kick. Ontario recovers 27-yard line. Now here's a problem we have. Ontario did a nice job scoring last time. And as you pointed out, it took them 4 or 5 minutes to score. I don't think they have the time now. They got to get points now.
If you're Coach Eckert and this Ontario Warriors offense, you've got to look at Bogdan Miller and say, you've carried us on your back all season with your running ability and your passing ability. Relax, trust your instincts, and go try to win us a football game.
Yep, do what he's been doing all season long. You don't win 9 ball games by doing something wrong. Nice pass. Again, it's a simple pass. You know, Coach Eckert not putting him in any situations where he has to really overlook the defense. Nice, simple little hook route, 8-yard route, completed it.
And that's to Frankhouse. That's his favorite target on the season so far. They're going to come out, 2 wide receivers on each side. It's like that Studer on his left hip. He's going to get a quick ball away. Nice catch and good move.
Another first down, another simple pass. This is just the opposite of the last drive, Josh. Last time they drove the ball down the field, running it. Now they're opening it up the game, passing the ball a little bit more.
That's Floyd with another reception. He's been the go-to guy so far this evening. They're going to get to the line quick.
Coach Eckert's not putting any pressure on his quarterback. Simple 8-yard routes, hook and turn back to the quarterback.
They're going to bring pressure.
Blitz.
Miller's got time. He's going to let one go out of bounds.
If you notice out there right now, Tiffin's got 5 guys sitting back. Nobody got behind him. Nice job by the offensive line. Bogdan stood back there all night. No pressure on him. Nowhere to throw the ball.
Chase Studer picked up a middle linebacker that's probably double his size.
They brought
away
everybody.
From his quarterback.
You got to give it to Coach Sluss. He's selling out when he has to.
That ball's a little high, pressure in his face.
He threw into 2 guys. 2 guys were covering 1. Ontario's running matching routes. Whatever they do on the right side, they do on the left side. Bogdan usually has a choice. He'll look at the secondary, where do they have more receivers, and he throws it to the other side.
Biggest thing I've noticed tonight, watching our camera, watching our replays, and watching the game, most of his throws are back foot.
Yeah,
he doesn't get that front foot into the ground and throw the ball. He's got a man deep. Overthrown. He had him deep.
Yep.
They took their shot, and he had him beat. He just couldn't get it to him. But, again, even there, he didn't set and get that front foot into the ground. That was all thrown off of the back foot.
But that was a 60-yard pass in the air, off the back foot, and he sailed it.
Do you imagine what he would do if he would square his hips and use that front leg to get some more into the ball?
I was never a quarterback coach. The mechanics of the quarterback was handled by other coaches, but holy moly, that kid threw it 65 yards.
4th and 10. He's got a man. What a ball by Bogdan Miller.
Play. That's the Bogdan Miller we've been waiting to see the whole game. Coach Eckert, he knows he's got to put points on the board. We're going to throw it. Completion, first down, move the stakes. Here we go.
That was number 13, Noah Poole on the reception. Incomplete. Good ball.
I thought Bogdan did a nice job. He looked to the right. Defense shifts to the right to cover that, and then he turned back, tried to throw it to the backside. Nice pass. Receiver couldn't hang on to it.
Well, and it's something I've noticed. I work a lot with receivers in the offseason. They're letting the ball get into their chest and using pads to catch it instead of catching it out in front with their hands. They're going to hand it off to Studer. He's going to get stuffed this time.
And now you're in a 3rd down, 10 situation. Again, Coach Eckert, he's got 2 downs to get this. You don't need to get 10 yards all at once. Get 8 yards here, then give it to your workhorse Studer, see if you can get.
Here's the problem. We're inside of 3 minutes, Coach.
Yeah.
And they're still down 3
scores. And there it is. He's just trying to get a few yards back. First down.
Noah Poole with a 2nd reception of the drive, and they've both been big receptions.
Yep, and you notice they're throwing the ball underneath, trying to keep the ball back. Tiffin's playing everybody deep. They're going to give you the under route.
They're not going to get beat deep. They're giving you the underneath throws, and Bogdan's starting to make those throws consistently. Yep. That's going to make them dangerous. The question is it too little, too late?
Let's see if Studer can break one off here.
Throwing it again.
Good protection.
Over the middle, he's got a man. Inside the 10.
And the passing game starting to move, starting to work up a little bit. Bogdan's a little more confidence. But the one thing I got to tell you, Ja, he's got no pressure, except for a few times when Tiffin's really come after him. That offensive line's doing a great job protecting him.
And I think the young man's a junior. He's got a year left in high school. He's not fully developed yet. He's going to continue to get better. As Dylan Floyd's been his favorite target tonight, he just caught that pass. He's going to take the snap. He's going to roll right. He's going to keep it. He's got a whole convoy in front of him. He's going to go down inside the 5. It looks like they're going to mark him at about the 5.5. We'll call it the 4-yard line.
1st and goal, 4-yard line. Studer country.
Here's the problem again, though. I love this drive. The offense has finally opened up.
Too little, too late.
1.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and you still have to stop this other offense.
Yep.
Studer on the counter, up the middle. He's going to take the contact, and he's going to push his way into the end zone. Chase Studer with his 4th touchdown of the evening for the Ontario Warriors.
Nice drive by the Warriors, but as you said, Josh, is there enough time to make the comeback? If you're going to make a comeback, your defense has got to stop them. That's all there is to it.
Not just stop them, Coach, but you almost have to force a turnover right now. You've got to do something that completely changes the complex of this game. The momentum's got to shift to that Warrior sideline, and the only way that happens is with a turnover.
Yep. And this offense of Tiffin, they're almost unstoppable. But when you look at it, they've scored 2 touchdowns this half. Both of them were like kind of on turnovers. You know, they had the interception, then they scored. And then there was the stop they had before, and they took it down, or the onside. But, you know, you just got to – your defense has got to come out and make the play.
The scary part is, as we talked about this, Rogo had a big first half, almost 200 yards passing in the first half. Brockington had 73 yards. Rogo had some of those yards, but those were mainly Brockington. He's been majority of the offense here in the second half, and they still haven't been able to stop him.
So you have a defensive coordinator, Chris Miller, He's sitting down there saying, well, what do I do now? Are they going to run Brockington, or are they going to throw the ball on me? How do I defend this? It's a big chess game right now.
Well, because in the first drive of this half, they kind of threw it a little bit. You know, Rogo got the ball out, threw the ball a little bit. They were in that forefront. And last drive, they attempt the onside kick. Columbian gets it at the 50. They come out in a 3-front, and Brockington goes for 50 on 1 carry.
Yep. So it's a chess match. You're trying to figure out what they're doing. This time they kick it deep into the end zone, touchback.
Carter Weaver booted that one about as
Weaver
far as
boys.
he could.
Yep. Weaver boys.
Soccer players.
Soccer players. Baseball players.
Basketball stars as well.
Multi-athlete. There's nothing greater than a multi-athlete. You know, sometimes I feel bad for these kids that only specialize in one sport.
Yeah.
If you have the talent to accelerate in soccer, you could be a good football player. You could be anything, you know. If you have the talent, use your talents. Find out what you're good at.
Motion over. They're going to hand it off to Brockington.
Nice defensive front. Looked like Ontario jumped into an 8-man front. They're going to put a lot of men in the box. Keep the 3 deep guys back. See if they can slow this team down.
He gets a yard there, but what's scary is you go 8 in the box. They're going to throw the ball.
They're going to throw the ball. And right now that quarterback stepping up there. He's looking over the field. He said, okay, they got a 1-man deep. They're in a 3-deep zone. There's a 3-deep zone. We're going to throw the little outs.
And there he gets it out to his brother Bryce.
Yep.
Braden to Bryce. That's a combo we've called a lot tonight.
A lot tonight. They've been throwing that same pass route since they were 8 years old.
And they're both big kids.
You can tell that from up here. And again, Tiffin's in no hurry.
That's Braden's
They're
listed
in
at
total
6.
control of this game right now.
Braden's listed at 6'4", and Bryce is listed at 6'4".
Rogo's just sitting back there looking over the field. A little bit of
Plenty
a rush.
of time.
Going for
He's
the bomb.
going for the deep ball. What a catch! What a catch!
You talk about putting it on the money.
Jack Corper again. He's been a big play. Rogo's been a big play threat.
He had time in the pocket. There was no pressure on him. And I'll tell you what, Josh, he put that ball on the money. I thought the defensive player was in a good position. He was right there running with him.
That phenomenal catch is going to end the third quarter.
Yep.
Your score after 3, Tiffin Columbian 41, Ontario 28. We'll be back for a great fourth quarter on the OH Report after this break.
Times are changing, but at Spitzer Kia Mansfield, our focus has always been on treating our customers like family. For over 100 years, that's always been true. Experience our enduring tradition this holiday season in a new Kia Forte. Enjoy Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Experience all the benefits of shopping with Spitzer, an enduring tradition for a reason. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Josh Banks, Coach Weirich back here, Frost Cow Stadium, fourth quarter action.
And Tiffin's coming back, throwing the ball again. They're just moving the ball at will right now. Their offense is gelling.
And the throws by Rogo
Right
are
on the money.
phenomenal.
Right on the money. Ontario, this is a nail in the coffin. They have got to have a stop here.
Brockington on the left hip beside Rogo. They're going to hand it to him. He's going to cut inside. He's only going to get 2 or 3, but he's done his damage already tonight.
And just by giving him the ball like that, you know you got to stop him, so you're putting everybody on him. Why do you think the under routes were open? That slant was wide open.
That deep ball was open. It was great coverage.
Yeah. Good coverage.
But it was a better catch.
But you can tell. That's not the first time they threw that slant.
No.
That's not the first time. They must throw that 50 times in practice. It was on the money. The deep ball they had, it was on the money.
2 backs in the backfield with him. Brockington on the right. He's going to slip out. That's who he's looking for. He's got him in the back of the end zone.
Touchdown.
Damien Brockington not only does it with his legs, but he does it with his hands. That's the 5th touchdown of the evening for the young man.
Back out of the backfield. Very difficult to cover. You know, you take him out of the backfield. You got everybody else looking for the deep receivers. They clear everything out.
And it's a phenomenal throw by Rogo again.
Yep. And Ontario had 2 guys there. The linebacker tried to stay with them. Looked like they were in a man coverage. He outran them.
So that's his 3rd touchdown pass for Rogo and the 5th touchdown of the evening for Damien Brockington. This offense is special, Coach.
How many touchdowns is that for him now? 35 for the year?
34 on the ground, and I'm not sure if the stats I had included last week.
Wow. Phenomenal. Well, Ontario gets the ball. Let's see what we can do.
1 play.
Yeah.
1 play into the 4th quarter. Well, 2 plays because they threw the slant.
Yep.
I can't say enough about this offense.
How do you defend it? How do you defend it? I mean, you take a look at it. You know, the defensive coordinator, you're sitting here saying, oh, my goodness. Now they're thrown to the back out of the backfield. I'm just now able to stop this route. Now I got to contend with this back out of the backfield.
And I tell you what, that's not his first receiving touchdown of the season. He had, coming into tonight, he had 21 receptions for 266 yards and a touchdown. So not only does he average 8.5 yards a carry, Coach, but he averages 12.7 yards of reception.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable what this team is putting together.
As we see some scoreboard updates up here, the Mansfield TY Tigers are dominating Rocky River 55-21.
A little fumble for the Warriors.
He picks it up. He's got some space. He's up the left sideline. 50, 40, 1 man to beat. What a tackle. What a return.
Nice job. That happens a lot, though. A lot of times when your kickoff team runs down the field, they expect somebody to have a good catch and get it upfield. Anytime you bobble the ball and move in a wrong direction, the defense runs beyond you. And now they popped it open big time.
Nate Spitzer.
Nice opportunity for the Warriors.
And that's a quick flip of field position. They have to score fast.
Right now. The clock is at 10:43. Bogdan's got his team set.
Trips to the far side. They're going to look to throw. Nobody there. He's going to take off. He's got some room. He's going to get 9. He's going to get 8. Bogdan Miller sat in the pocket, didn't see anything downfield, so he stepped into the opening and did what he's done all year. He's finally getting comfortable in the offense.
And the thing I like about it, the offensive line. Bogdan had all the time in the world. The offensive line for Ontario is doing a great job. No pressure on him. All the receivers were covered. Bogdan gets a little itchy standing back there and takes off, gets 9 yards.
What's scary is this Columbian team is gifted offensively.
Oh, very gifted offensively.
And defensively, they're not. They're holding a very talented Ontario team to not be able to do much.
And the deeper you go into the playoffs, and I've been told this by many, many coaches who've had long runs, you win championships on your defense.
As there goes Studer up the left side. He's going to bounce it out. He's going to get about 15.
first down. But, you know, the longer you go in this playoffs, the better your defense better get, because your offenses just become phenomenal. And I've been told over and over by other coaches, you better have a good defense to make a deep run into the playoffs. And giving up 28 points to an Ontario team, you need to work on your defense a little bit.
To an Ontario team that averages 38 per game on the season.
That's
mind
right.
you. Miller's going to look to throw. Nowhere to go. He's going to be sacked.
Nice rush by the Tiffin front. That was all done by the Tiffin's front. They didn't blitz anybody. They just started pushing the pocket backwards. Bogdan had nowhere to go.
Bradley Willman pushed the offensive lineman into Bogdan Miller's lap.
And put him
and then
right
wrapped
down.
him up.
Now they're looking at a 2nd down and 21. You got to go to the air here, Coach. Or
Yeah,
Josh.
yeah, you're going empty. 4 receivers to the wide, 1 to the near. Watch a quick screen. They're going to
Little bit
send
of a
pressure.
blitz.
Miller's going to roll.
Bogdan's gonna get
He's
it.
got a lot of room in front of him. He's going to cut back left to the 10, to the 5. He's going to be.
He's in. Touchdown. Bogdan Miller on the run.
Bogdan Miller from 35-plus yards. What an electric play.
Looking at the replay, watch the young man. It's a great cutback. Great cutback.
Change of direction. And then not afraid of contact. He went right into the contact and said, we're getting in the end zone, and we're doing it right now.
Nice run. Nice run for Ontario.
Booker's kick is up and good. He's a perfect 5 for 5 on the evening. But guess what? Tiffin Columbian's offense is getting ready to go back out on the field, Coach.
They got to have a stop. Here's the situation, Josh. You got 9 minutes on the clock. You need the ball back. You try an onside kick again?
Here's the worry. The last time you did that, they scored on 1 play.
Is that bad or good? I saw some college teams, they would let the team score so they didn't get the back and do that last drive. You know, it's unethical. It goes against everything you've been taught, but you got to get some points on the board. Your defense has got to make the play. That's all there is to it right now. Ontario defense got to make a stop.
If you're the Ontario Warriors, you have got to get a stop. And honestly, Coach, it's got to be in under 3 minutes.
Yep.
Because it's taking you 3 to 4 minutes to score per possession. You get a stop in under 3. You score in 3. Then you're at 2 minutes left in the game. And you got to pray for an onside kick.
You're only 2 scores down.
Yeah.
You're only 2 scores down. You need a turnover. You need to stop. You can't let them score.
It's funny.
Look, they're bringing them all up. They know Ontario's going to try something. Everybody's coming up.
At this point, do you kick it deep and hope it rolls and you can go get it inside the 7?
You need the ball. But look at them. They're all lined up. And there's the onside. A big hop. Number 15 again.
That's textbook hands team.
Yeah. What that is, a hand teams. Coaches practice onside kicks, and you take your best receivers. You put your best hands people on there. You don't have any linemen out there.
No.
You got
Tight
your
ends, receivers,
running backs. The guys with the hands that catch the ball in practice all the time. Now Ontario's got to pick it up.
Ontario's got to get a stop, and it's got to happen fast. But I expect this to be a lot of Damien Brockington on this drive.
There
and
he
he's
goes.
going to get it. He's got a big hole on the left side.
Holding.
There's a flag. That's going to be a hold on Columbian.
Yeah. They held the defensive guy at the end.
So now you go from 1st and 10 to 1st and 20. So we're going to be in a situation where, but what's scary is, okay, if you're Coach Lutz, okay, I have to throw the ball. I haven't had an issue doing that all night. I'm over 200 yards through the air. We're probably close to 250 or probably closer to 250 through the air. We're over 200 on the ground. We're at almost 500 yards of offense in this game.
That's like back in the old days, you used to have specific defenses. 1st and 10, you'd play one defense. 2nd and short, you'd play another one. Well, today these offenses are geared. No matter where they are on the field, they're going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
They got to be able to throw the ball. It can be 1st and 10 or 1st and 30. They're in the same offense. They're going to do the same thing.
Going to come out pistol. He's got trips on the near side. No receivers on the far side. Motioning over the tight end.
Everybody's into the boundary.
They're going to hand it to Brockington. He's going to get 5 of the 10 back. So you're going to have
Second down,
2nd and 15. Looks like 2nd and 14. They're going to give him 6.
Tiffin's in no rush.
You don't have to be.
The play clock starts. They got 40 seconds once the officials blow it. The clock's running right now. A smart team's going to wait until there's 5, 4, 3 seconds on the clock before they snap it.
That's what they're doing.
They're going to melt the clock, eat it up.
Because if you're Ontario and Coach Eckert, you only have 3 timeouts. Pistol formation again. Brockington, the deep back. He's going to throw it. He's got the slant again.
There it is.
Underthrown. That stops the clock.
We haven't seen that tonight.
The safety came up, helped at the right time. Because I tell you what, if the receiver catches that ball, he's going to get hit hard by that safety that was breaking on that route.
Yep. You tell your receivers, if you know they're playing a zone, when you catch that ball, you settle down.
Yep.
If they're playing man and you catch the ball, you just keep flying. Ontario was in a 3-deep zone. He tried to catch the slant. You catch that slant and you drop because you know 3 safeties coming over the top to knock your head off.
Now, Coach, we said they need to get that stop in under 3 minutes. They're at just under a minute right now, and you're in a long 3rd down. He's got a man. He catches it. 1st down, Columbian. That is a huge completion by Braden Rogo.
That gives you a whole new set of downs. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can run 2 minutes off the clock and not even have to worry about getting a 1st down. Simple little curl route. Ontario's playing deep. The young man curled underneath the defensive back. Nice catch and
the throw was on the money.
On the money.
And those, Coach, you know as well as I do, those throws, we're going to see a trick play. He's got a man deep. He's got Brockington. Number 6 for Damien Brockington with the trick play. What a throw!
What haven't we seen against Ontario? Hook and ladder, lost to Shelby. Now you run a halfback pass.
So
to Brockington.
You throw a receiver in motion, and he throws the ball 50 yards in the air.
Yep.
You know, we talked about this man, too. It's Brady Gooding who had the long touchdown reception in the first half, and now he's got a 50-yard touchdown pass. To who?
Brockington.
His 6th touchdown of the evening.
Now some people
That's unreal.
Some people are going to be sitting back and saying, "Crap, you're up in the game. Why would you throw a play like that?" Well, you're going to be scouted. The defensive coaches from the next team who you play is going to be here. They're going to see the film. They got to practice for that now, which means they got to keep somebody deep on that.
Here's why you do that too. Ontario has shown you since the 2nd quarter they're not going to go away.
Yep.
They're going to keep scoring. They're going to do everything they can. They've scored 21 points in the second half. 21 points is more than they scored in the entire first half. They're not going anywhere.
No.
And they're still not going anywhere yet because we still got 7.5 minutes of football left.
And we've scored 90 points. 90 points in this game, Josh. Think about that. 90 points.
I was talking to a fan on the Ontario side before the game and a couple coaches that I know on the Ontario side, and I told them, I said, looking at both of these teams, looking at statistics, whoever scores 50 wins this football game.
You were right on that.
And Tiffin has put up 55 points against an Ontario defense. Against an Ontario defense that only gave up 14 points per game on the season.
Yeah, this is an explosive team. Here comes Ontario on the kickoff. He breaks it. Had a little bit of a seam. And I like this. Ontario still fighting.
They're not going to go away.
Not going away.
As that's Nate Spitzer with an explosive return.
Coach Eckert's got them thinking, hey, we're still in this game. Never say die. Never say die. But 90 points. This is like a basketball game.
We're going to have over 100 scored in this game.
Unbelievable. Somebody forgot to bring the defenses with them.
And I tell you what, this is, we said it beforehand in pregame. Yeah, they are. And I said this is going to be an offensive explosion.
I wonder
Miller's going to look to throw.
Plenty of time.
He stiff arms a defensive end and still throws the ball over the middle. What a throw by Bogdan Miller. You're going to see it on the replay. He's going to stiff arm the man, and as he's stiff arming him, he's going to throw it back across his body. What more can this young man do? If he has a better first quarter, this is a totally different ball game.
Now he's on a game, but you're right. Take away the 21 points Tiffin scored in the first quarter. We got a ball game.
If you take away that first quarter, it's 35-34 right now, and that missed PAT is the difference of this football game.
Yep. A lot of coaches say you got to come ready to play. Timeout called by Tiffin.
With that timeout, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for the last 6.5 minutes of this exciting one after this.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Back inside this exciting game, Josh Banks with Coach Weirich. Miller's going to look to throw. He's going to scramble. He looks to throw.
Threw it out of bounds. Good call, good call. You know, that's one of the hard things to do for a quarterback, a young quarterback. Throw the ball away. Don't take the sack. But this scoreboard has been lit up tonight. Somebody's going to have to go up there and put a number 1 in front of one of those. These scores, unbelievable what these offenses are doing.
And nowadays, 10 years ago, the old saying was defense wins championships.
Yep.
Nowadays, if you can score 60, you're going to outscore about anybody. Miller's got a man a little high again. Here's the thing, though. He was trying to hit what's been his favorite target of the night, Dylan Floyd. He had Landon Foltz on a wheel route. A little
up the
deeper than
sidelines,
Floyd,
yep.
Wide open. But that, again, that's a junior quarterback that's still learning the position. You stare a receiver down, you get focused on one guy, and you don't see that other guy that slips open last second. Miller's 4th and 5. They're going to go for it. Miller in the shotgun. Twins on both sides, one back in the backfield. We're going to have a false start on Ontario, so that 4th and 5, Coach, now becomes 4th and 10. And what do you do here if you're the Warriors?
You know, and that's some things that drive coaches crazy. You know, that's out of your hands. Young man jumps offside. He's got the jitters. He moves up there 5 yards back. Every once in a while, defensive coordinator will make the perfect defensive call. There he is, ready to make the play, and he misses the tackle.
Yep.
So it's always a guessing game. You're trying to put your players in the best position that they can succeed. Pressure coming.
Left, pressure coming. Flips his hits, throws the ball downfield. Interception! So that's the second pick. That young man has had himself a night as well. That's Corper.
Yep.
He's got receptions, interceptions, tackles. This team is
Dynamite.
Really good.
Dynamite. They have really done a nice job tonight. They were just playing deep. They weren't going to let anybody get behind them. One of the goals we set, if Tiffin's going to win this, nothing gets behind them. They stayed deep. The ball's in the air. They came up, picked it off.
They've allowed Ontario to throw the shallow stuff.
Let's see if Brockington gets another touchdown on this drive.
He's going to turn around, hand it to Brockington. He's got a hole. He's going to bounce it. He's going to cut back left, and he's going to get about 8.
How can you come to a complete stop
and then accelerate again that
accelerate,
quickly?
go the right or the left, make a move? Unbelievable athlete, and he is really showing his skills off tonight.
So,
really showing his skills.
The winner of this game tonight will play the winner of Norton and Medina Buckeye, which Medina Buckeye is up in that game 49-35.
These offenses are unbelievable these days. Unbelievable how they throw the ball and score at will. Right now, I think Coach Lutz is letting the clock wind down. You're going to see this Brockington.
He's going to get it. He's going to slip a tackle. He's up the left side. He's at the 30. He's going to slow down. He gets to the 25. He slowed down, or that's a touchdown.
You know what? I think he's going to lateral it back. I think he was looking for his receiver right there. Look. I think he was looking for his receiver, the lateral.
Down. If he runs the ball the way he was running it in the first 3 3/4 quarters, that's a touchdown. He got past the second level, and he slowed down.
I think he was looking for his receiver to come up behind him. He was going to lateral it. Share the glory. Share the glory. Coach Lutz is working the clock down.
This young man's going to be well over 200 yards on the night. Almost 100 receiving.
And we knew coming in he was tough.
I didn't know he was this good, Coach.
That was good.
Another carry. He's only going to get 2, but you're inside of 4.5 now. You're up 3 scores.
And here's a situation where Coach Lutz is going to start looking out there and say, hey, I can't afford to let that young man get hot. Let's give him his standing ovation. Let's get him off the field. Get him ready. When do you take him out of the ball game?
I'm pretty sure he's well eclipsed the 2,000-yard mark on the season now.
Oh, yeah. But there's 4 minutes to go in the game. You're up 3 scores. If you leave him in there and he gets an ankle sprain or something, when do you pull your starters?
Brockington's going to get another one. He's going to bounce it right.
Oh,
There's a hold on
call.
the edge.
That one's going back. A little bit of holding on the defensive end. Tiffin's going to be called for it. 10-yard play penalty.
But
Walk
again,
them back.
I mean, we don't want to see penalties. As Coach Lutz does not want to see this hold in the 4th quarter.
Yep.
But in this state of the game, yeah, it takes you to 2nd and 19. Yeah, it's a brutal hold call. But
look at the clock.
The clock's at 3:57, and the clock's going to start when the ball gets spotted.
And you're right, Josh. You're right. The clock is on Tiffin's side tonight.
And what's interesting, when you look at the stats, Ontario's big quarter this year, in every game that I looked at when I did my stats for this game, their big quarter was the first quarter.
Yeah.
Tonight, Columbian's big quarter was the first quarter.
And that's a difference in the game. Difference in the game. If Ontario would have played the first quarter like they have the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, whole different ball game.
Brockington's going to get another carry. He's going to get about 8 again.
That's his average. Well, his average is above that now.
He's well above 8.5 yards a carry on tonight.
We're at 3:15 on the clock. It's running.
3rd and 12. At this point, you're going to let this run inside of 3 minutes, down to almost 2.5 before you have to snap this ball. And then your next snap is going to be right around 2 minutes. One more first down, and this football game's over, Coach.
Yep, it's over. The young men from Ontario got to be proud, though.
You have to.
You know, you won 10 ball games this year. You hold your heads up high.
Pips to Brockington.
Off to
He's
the
got
races.
Right side. He's up the sideline. He tried to
tiptoe. Stay in.
He did stay in there,
Yep.
winding the clock. He stayed in bounds. And he gets 11 yards. They're 4th and 1 now.
But this is only the 3rd Ontario team to ever win 10 or more games. Unbelievable. Scott Valentine did it in 2001. They won 11 and 1. Great team. But, you know, Ontario, keep your heads up. You got a lot to look forward to.
This Ontario team was one of the special teams that's ever played football for the Warriors.
It is. It is. Now, a little bit of sadness, 21 seniors. You know, how do you fill those in? What do you do next year? You got a quarterback that's going to be all Ohio?
I'll tell you what. You want me to tell you how Ontario fills it in? Their 8th grade team's lost 1 game in 2 years.
There you go.
And they've got some boys on that team. They have a young man that's going to be a freshman coming in that already stands 6'4" as an 8th grader. So they've got plenty of talent coming through the ranks.
Future looks good then.
Future is bright for these Ontario Warriors.
And you can't stand here and say, wow, they lost a game tonight. Hey, they've won 11 games. They've done a great job. They've moved the ball. They took Tiffin. They put 35 points on Tiffin. They put 35 points on them.
They put 35 points on a Tiffin Columbian team that gave up 20, I want to say it was like 21 to 24 points a game. And it was one of those things where it took a minute for them to figure it out. It did. It took them a quarter.
And they're going to go home, lick their wounds and everything, but when the sun comes up, you know, later, they're going to look back on this season and say, wow,
they'll be right back in the gym.
Look
give
what
them a
we
week.
did.
Coach Eckert will have these guys right back in lifting,
back in the weight room,
getting ready to go. We got 1:47 left before the clock hits zeros.
And Tiffin's got another week of practice and another game coming up. Who they going to play, you think?
They play the winner of Medina, Buckeye, and Norton, which is 49-41. 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter of a 49-41 ball game.
Now, that'll be at a neutral site.
That'll be at a neutral site.
Yeah,
so looking at where both teams are, you're looking at a Mansfield, an Arlen Field, depending on the situation there, would probably be the neutral site choice for that game.
Yep. But what a ball game. What a ball game. Every once in a while, you like to see a good defense go out there and play really great defense, but I'll tell you, when the fireworks go off, Josh, this was an exciting ball game. We saw a little of everything.
And you saw a wide receiver pass. You saw an Ontario team grit and grind their way. Truthfully, we had a conversation. It was 27-0.
Yep.
They could have put their heads down, tucked their tails, and got beat 40-50 tonight, but they didn't. They fought back, and they kept this a football game.
Yep. And Tiffin jumped into the victory formation, took a knee down. They're resetting the clock. They got to run one more play, and it's over. Another week for Tiffin. Hats off to Ontario Warriors. Great season. Nothing to be ashamed of. We're proud of you.
This Tiffin student section dressed in all their Santa hats. These Columbian fans are all going crazy down there as we're inside of 30 seconds. And this Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes team has a date with it looks like another high-powered offense next week. It's going to be at a neutral site, and it's going to be fun to watch. That's going to be the last knee of the game. Your final score here tonight from Frost Gale Stadium is 55-35. The Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes take care of the Ontario Warriors. They're going to move to 11-1 on the season. Ontario's going to end their season at 10-2 with everything in the world to be proud of. We're going to be back with stats and our MVP interview after this break, live and free on the OH Report.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Times are changing, but at Spitzer Kia Mansfield, our focus has always been on treating our customers like family. For over 100 years, that's always been true. Experience our enduring tradition this holiday season in a new Kia Forte. Enjoy Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Experience all the benefits of shopping with Spitzer, an enduring tradition for a reason. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Josh Banks back inside Frost Cow Now Stadium with Coach Weirich for our Mechanics Bake post-game show.
What a game. What a game. I mean, you put 90 points on the board. Both offenses were clicking. You take away the first quarter, Ontario's a whole different ball game. But, 3 quarters, it was just a slugfest.
Yeah, and up next for this Columbian team is going to be winner of the game. They have on the big screen out here Medina Buckeye and Norton. But to tonight, I mean, this game was dominated by Columbian, as we're going to see with these stats.
How many times did they get stopped? Did Ontario get them off the field? I mean, it seemed like they scored every time they had the ball.
And let's just talk about this here. 535 yards of offense, 335 yards through the air, and 200 yards on the ground. And 194 of those was Damien Brockington.
And the young man is a motor. I mean, he just he earned every one of those yards. He's an outstanding athlete, and what he does on the football field, it really impressed me tonight. That's the first time I've seen him play.
It's the first time I've seen this Columbian team play. But I'm going to tell you now, it's a team that you're going to see for the rest of the postseason.
They can score. They can put points on the board. Their defense, I think, has got to toughen up a little bit. When you give it 35 points to Ontario, there's some holes you got to work with. But, boy, what a game. What a game.
Sure up the run defense. You'll clean a lot of things up. We're going to take another commercial break here, and we'll be back with our UIB group MVP player of the game. I'm going to make that a surprise for you guys, though. I'm not going to tell you who it is until we get out there with him. Your final again tonight, Tiffin Columbian 55, Ontario 35. We'll be back for the MVP of New York after this quick break.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Times are changing, but at Spitzer Kia Mansfield, our focus has always been on treating our customers like family. For over 100 years, that's always been true. Experience our enduring tradition this holiday season in a new Kia Forte. Enjoy Panda protection with our lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Experience all the benefits of shopping with Spitzer, an enduring tradition for a reason. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
MVP, senior running back Damien Brockington. Phenomenal game tonight, man. How's it feel to get this win on your home field in a regional quarterfinal?
It feels great. All the seniors came out, got a win, last home game, and just got the job done. Now we move on to round 3.
Yeah, you move on to round 3, which we just got done watching that game right here behind me. You're going to be taking on Medina Buckeye, another high-powered offense just like you are. What do your guys' weeks look like in practice during tournament time? You're really focusing on one team instead of the whole season.
Right. We really just go into practice and we know we play that one team, like you said, and we stack good days of practices, have good practice, and we come on Friday and we just got to get the job done.
Sounds good. Now let's talk about you tonight. Okay. 18 carries, 194 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground, 2 receptions for 59 yards, and 2 touchdowns through the air, 253 yards of offense for yourself, and 6 touchdowns. Some schools don't get that out of their entire offense in a game, and you did it by yourself. What's that feel like?
It feels great, but I always got to give a shout out to online. I cannot do any of that without them, and of course the quarterback, Braden Rugga, throwing me the ball.
Yeah, Braden does a great job of throwing the ball. Your receiver threw you a touchdown pass
tonight,
too.
Shout out Brady Gooding, too.
That was a nice pass.
I'll give him a shout out.
No, that was a great pass. Man. I didn't expect you guys to run a wide receiver pass up the way you were up, but it was fun to watch.
Got to let something in the playbook.
Hey, you got to put something in the playbook, let the other teams figure it out, right? Hey, man, again, huge game tonight. You're well over 2,000 yards on the season. You're going to eclipse 40 touchdowns in a single season. Those are career numbers for most guys, and you've done it your senior year. You said you give a shout-out to your O-line, but you've obviously had to put in the hard work since you were a freshman to get to the point that you are now.
Right.
What do you – like, this team can make a run. What's it going to take for you guys to shore some things up defensively to make the deep run that we know your offense can make?
Exactly. We know our offense can go out there and score on any team at any given moment. Our defense has got to keep stacking good days, man. And just play defense, man. You got to be hard-hitting defense.
All right, so we're going to give you a chance. Look at that camera right there. Give anybody that you want to out there a shout-out tonight.
Shout out to O-line. Always got to get to love the O-line.
He's going to shout out his own line. Again, Josh Banks here with Damien Brockington. We're going to give you an OH.REPORT MVP pin. We don't give them out very often, but after a performance like tonight, man, you definitely earned it. Good luck next week against Medina Buckeye. And that's going to do it for us tonight, guys, from the Frost Carmel Stadium. Tiffin Columbian gets a win. They move on to Week 13 to take on Medina Buckeye. Everybody be safe for your rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on our next live stream, live and free on the OH Report.